92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Some people don't get called back after a first date. Not everybody's like Lydia Cruz, who has Hollywood producers fall in love with her and stalk her after going on one date.
She gets marriage proposals after one date.
She does. Right now we've got Julie on the phone. Julie didn't get a call back after a date. Hi, Julie.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Now, you emailed us about a guy named George. Tell us a little bit about him.
I met him online, and we went out wine tasting.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was really, really, really fun.
Okay.
You know, the whole night just went so smoothly, and I mean, we really did, and it seemed like he really liked me. I just did something at the end of the night that I really don't normally do.
What'd you do, Julie?
No, did you just use the line on us that every girl, like, I don't normally do this?
She did.
This was a one-time thing.
All right.
I've used that line before.
So, after wine tasting, you went home with him.
Yes, I did.
Okay. After you went home with him, you guys did your thing. How did the next morning go?
Honestly, everything was great. I mean, there was absolutely no signs of anything was weird. I mean, he seemed like he really liked me.
Did he leave right away, or did you guys get breakfast?
Did he take you home?
No, I mean, we ate a little something, but nothing too major.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like a long, drawn-out thing.
But he actually got up out of bed and at least walked you to the door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like the perfect ending to an evening, and then an evening overnight.
Right.
And then morning.
Okay.
What was the last thing he said to you?
He just said, I had a really great time. And I said, I did too. And then he just...
And then you did the walk of shame.
Oh, yeah, girl.
And have you tried to get a hold of him?
Yeah, I have called him, and, you know, I've left some messages in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I have no idea
All right.
what's going on. I don't know what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll call him right after this, see if we can get him on the phone and ask him why, okay?
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Julie called us about a guy she met online. They went out on a date. They ended up hooking up that night.
Yeah.
She says she doesn't normally do that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe her. I believe her 100%.
Yeah, right.
We're going to call him right now. His name's George, and see if we can get him on the phone and ask him why he didn't call you back. Are you ready, Julie?
Actually, before you do that, I really haven't actually told you the whole story.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What more is there?
I just wanted you to know that he did call me after the date to
Oh.
set up a second date. So there was a second date set up, but I was really embarrassed to say it because he just didn't show up for it. And
So he actually stood you up for your second date when you guys were supposed to meet up.
Julie.
yeah. Anyway, I just wanted you to know so that something like that comes out.
You're hoping that he has a good excuse for not showing up and then not getting back to you.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, we'll give him a call right now. And
Okay.
Hello?
hey, can I speak to George?
Yeah, this is him.
George, what's up, dude? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. I wanted to call and talk to you about something if you got a minute.
Okay.
Do you ever listen to the show, George?
Not too often.
So we have a mutual friend, a girl named Julie, that you went on one date with, and then you had a second date scheduled, but you kind of ditched her, and I was just calling to ask why.
You mean the psychopath, Julie?
What?
Psychopath?
You talked to her, right?
Yeah, we just know her as Julie, not the psychopath, though. Tell us why you called her a psychopath.
Well, what did she tell you? Did she say that she spent the night?
Yeah. She said you guys went wine tasting. Things went great. She went back to your house.
The night of, everything was great. 2 days later, a girl friend of mine, a buddy, just a friend, texted me and saying, "What's your deal? What was your problem last night?" Apparently, Julie went into my phone, texted this girl back saying, "Stay away from George. Don't come near this guy."
Whoa.
And then deleted her contact info from my phone while I was in the bathroom or in the kitchen, who knows where.
Julie?
Yeah?
Julie, yeah, this girl.
No, yeah, no, I was, yeah, I know you're talking about Julie. I was asking Julie if this was true. She's on the phone right now, George.
Yes, but I didn't want this other girl just screwing this up. I was having an awesome time. I mean, got another girl, texting while we're on a date. That's just so rude.
Julie?
I mean,
You realize it was a first date, Julie?
I just don't think that that's fair.
This is our second date is on the radio discussing why you deleted other people's contacts from my phone. That's insane.
Okay, so here's the question. Did you set up the second date where you stood her up before you knew about this, George?
Yeah, I found out afterwards, after I'd already made the plans, that she was a psycho.
Okay.
So-
So we know.
Come on, I'm not a psycho. That's ridiculous. It's just you.
No, you are a psycho.
Julie,
You went into my phone.
She texted you a couple different times, and I saw it. It was right in front of me.
Wow.
Ooh.
So she's my friend.
Have you been accused of being a little possessive before, Julie?
No.
Have you ever been accused of being a psycho?
George,
What was that? I was being nicer.
You met Julie online. You didn't know much about her. What'd you expect?
I could not have dated girls online. This is 21st century dating is a failure for me so far.
George, you're a little angry. I mean,
you know what? In George's defense, I'd be a little angry too, especially if somebody deleted contact info from my phone.
but were you hooking up with this other girl, and that's why you're angry because you ruined your game with the other girl?
No, I wasn't hooking up with this other. She's just a friend of mine, and now I have to, it's this awkward situation where I have to explain this girl I was hanging out with sends you hateful text messages. Is it like a pretty bizarre circumstance?
Julie, can you see his point of view here? I know you sound kind of defensive, but can you see his point of view that that's kind of weird to do at all, but especially on a first date?
I honestly don't see what the problem is. It was right in front of me. She was texting a couple different times. I'm having a great time, and I'm thinking, obviously it was we were going to go home with each other. I mean, that's the way it was going to be going. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy's totally two-timing me. Or who knows, maybe there's others out there.
Julie, what would you do if the roles were reversed and George went through your phone?
I probably would just say something to him and then explain it instead of not calling me back.
So I think the thing is here, Julie, this is not weird behavior for you. And I'm not judging you.
Yeah, you are. I am.
Inside, I am. Not verbally, I'm not
to your
judging you.
face.
Yeah. But this is normal behavior for you.
I'm just saying that to me was just wrong, and I
Okay.
felt the need to do something about it.
All right. Well, I guess you know now why George didn't meet up with you for your second
Yeah,
date.
I mean, he could have at least just called me and, explained it or something, but he just decided not to show up. I just feel like that's just rude.
At the end of the second date updates, we always ask people if they want to go on a second date. We will pay for you guys to go out again if you want to. George, would you like to go out with Julie again?
Yeah, I'll tell her I'll text her and think about it.
I think that's a no.
Oh, that's mean.
Julie?
Oh, Julie.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a two-timer. I wouldn't want to go with him either.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Ask for money and get advice.
For today's second date, Jeff is on the phone with us. He's a Southern gentleman who just moved here. Met a girl online. They went out to dinner. Nothing really crazy about dinner. Said they had a good time. The only thing that happened, and is the reason that he thinks he's not getting a call back, is that during dinner he realized that he forgot his wallet in her car because she had to drive because his car isn't here yet. So he asked for the keys, went out to the car, grabbed his wallet, came back in and still paid for dinner. Yeah. But he thinks that might have been kind of weird for her. It is kind of weird to be like, hey, first date, don't know you very well, but can I have your keys, please? So we're about to call her right now. Jeff, you ready to go for your second date?
I think so, yeah.
And
all right.
Why do you want to call this girl? I mean, I just think if I was new to town, I'd want to date around a little bit.
I do want to date around, but I want to see her again first. I want to follow up with her and spend a little more time with her first.
Yeah, you're not trying to fall in love with her, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows? That's kind of the whole point of dating, but I just want to see where it goes.
I guess you don't know unless you get a second date, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, gonna call her right now, get her on the phone, and see if we can find out why she's not calling you back.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Alana, please?
Yeah, this is she.
Hey, Alana, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What? Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning?
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
That's all right. There's a lot of people that don't know who it is. It's a radio show, a morning radio show. How you doing?
Okay.
I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they wanted us to get a hold of you.
Okay. What's their name?
He's a southern gentleman who just kind of moved to town. Do you know what I'm talking about? His name is Jeff.
Yes, I do.
He actually emailed us and told us a little bit about your date and is confused as to why you're not calling him back, so he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
I don't know. I just didn't really work.
You didn't really work?
The whole date was just weird. There were little things that happened the whole date, and it just didn't really go well.
Okay, can you put it so that we can tell him? Can you describe in your own words the date then? Because it sounds like more happened than what he told us. Yeah.
I mean, we're just really different, really, really different. Whoa. I think during dinner, I went to use the restroom, and I got back, and I heard him pass gas.
At the table? Like, were you sitting back down, or were you just coming up to the table?
I was coming back to the table, and as I was sitting down, I definitely heard him pass gas.
Oh, bad timing.
So you were did he not notice that you were there yet, and you were walking up and he farted?
Right, basically. He didn't say a single thing about it, and I just kind of sat there and thought, okay, well, I guess we'll just let this go.
Did you guys have that awkward moment where you both know that the other one farted and you kind of sit there in silence for a second, like, is somebody going to bring it up? And then you go,
I did, but he kind of seemed like it was totally fine.
Oh, but what is he going to say? I mean, you'd have to pretend like it didn't happen on your first date at dinner. Yeah.
Well, I kind of tried to just forget about it, but then we get to paying for the check, and he tells me that he thinks he left his wallet in my car and whatever. I mean, I get it. Like, maybe it just fell out of his pocket or something. So I gave him my keys, and I was praying that he wasn't going to, steal my car or do anything. But he came back, and he paid for the bill, and everything, everything was fine. And then, I really thought maybe I would go out with him again. But then I got home, and I was getting my bags and everything from my car, and I realized that the change in my change box in my car was completely gone.
No way.
Wait.
So you're accusing him of stealing the change out of your car?
100%.
Oh my
Are you?
100%.
Really?
I had quarters in there. I know I keep my change there as my little, thing where I just throw my change. It was completely gone.
Why
All I could think was that this hillbilly from the South took my change, stole from me. So I wasn't even gonna, he tried calling me, he texted me a couple times. I did not even want to respond. I don't even want to see him again. I don't want to hear from him. I can't even believe that, the audacity he would have to call a radio station knowing that he stole from me.
Oh, man.
You said you don't want to hear from him ever again.
Never again.
Okay, well, that's going to be tough because he's actually on the other line listening.
You actually noticed the change was gone for your car?
What is going on?
That's Jeff.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Alana, it's me. It's Jeff. I've been here the whole time. I
don't want to talk to you. You know what you did. I don't want to talk to you.
Alana, don't you think you're being a little paranoid, accusing Jeff of stealing the change out of your car? I highly doubt that Jeff took the change out of your car.
I took it.
What?
You did?
You actually stole change.
Alana, just listen for a second. First off, it was a couple bucks, and it was a tip. It was a tip.
You actually stole it?
I checked my wallet. The cash was a little bit low.
This is a joke.
I needed a little extra for the tip. It was only a couple bucks. That's something I learned in the South. You tip good when you go out.
Yeah, but
your own money.
I was going to pay it back on a second date. It totally slipped my mind to even mention it.
A second date? You really think I would go on a second date with you after you stole from me?
It's not stealing. I was borrowing it, and I was going to pay it back on the second date. We do that all the time in the South. It's no big deal.
You do, Jeff? Like, that's a common Southern thing to steal each other's car change and use it as a tip?
No, it ain't stealing. I'm not stealing nothing. I'm borrowing change. It's change.
Jeff, it's...
How often do you notice change in your car?
It's
I
only...
got change in my car. It's been there for a long time.
Oh, my God. It's only borrowing if you actually ask somebody for money and then tell them you're going to pay it back. You can't just take it.
I forgot.
Oh, my God. You know, this is just all ridiculous. Jeff, I think you're a dumb hick.
Oh!
I don't understand why we're even having this conversation. I don't have any more time for this. Our conversation's done.
That was quick.
Oh, wow.
Jeff,
Damn.
you still there, man?
I don't get it. I was going to pay her back. It was a couple of bucks
Yeah, but
from a car that I was going to use for the tip.
Jeff, you should probably ask before you do that, you know?
Look, man, it was my first date with her. Yeah, I was nervous about everything else anyway, and I forgot. I forgot.
All right, well,
and
my advice to you would be next time, if you're ever in that position, don't steal somebody's cash from their car, man.
You know, you keep saying stealing. You know, I've heard it enough. I didn't steal nothing.
Hey, man, listen, I'm just telling you that you probably shouldn't take money from people's cars, even if it's like a Southern thing, like you said. It's definitely not done here.
Stop talking to me about all this. You DJ radio high school dropout. You don't know what the you're talking
Jeff,
about.
Oh, my God.
that's the first thing I will agree with you on. I am a radio host. I know that. Don't be so mad. I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah, well, a lot of help you are.
Did that just really happen?
We just got hung up on twice,
Wow.
which is impressive. And
Not
that
bad.
might be a first time for that.
I didn't even get to ask if they wanted to go on a second date. I guess I'll have to email them. See if I can get them to go out again. Well, I do declare I'm excited about today's second date.
You're a Southern woman?
We have a bona fide Southern gentleman on the phone, and I can't wait to talk to him. His name is Jeffrey. Most likely Jeffrey Beauregard. That's what I would think. His email said that he just moved to town from the South and is having trouble meeting ladies and finally found a date, and now she's not calling him back. Jeffrey, I say that is a travesty that would happen to you.
Well, yeah, you know, I got to agree with you, ma'am.
Oh, my God. He's actually batting his eyelashes at you right now, Jeffrey. You better be careful. He may drop a white glove on the ground any moment.
Well, you know, I got to tell you something. Where I'm from in the South, there ain't any women who talk like him or look like him anymore. So,
Way to just dash my dreams, Jeff. How you doing, man? Thanks for your email.
yeah, you know, I guess I'm doing okay, all things considered, except for this girl not calling me back. That's, you know, that's why I'm here.
How long you been in town?
Yeah, I've been here for a little over a month now, and I actually move around for work a lot. I've been all over the South, and you know, I'm kind of starting something new in here in the area, and so I like my morning shows. I'm trying to meet people and do stuff like that. So I heard you guys, and Jubal, maybe it was that inherent Southern charm you had in there.
Well, I do tend to connect with my Southern gentlemen, don't I? Tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today.
Her name's Alana, and you know, I think this story is it's just sort of typical, I guess. You know, we went out to a restaurant on a date. We met online because, you know, I'm new. I don't know anybody in this area, so I was going online, and so went out to a restaurant. Now she had to drive. Sort of a long story. My car is actually being shipped.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into all that, but
when you say car, I'm assuming you mean jacked up truck, right?
Yeah. That's how it is in the South. We all got trucks.
And had you online dated when you lived in the South, or is this your first go round?
I've done a little bit before. You know, nothing
Okay.
too serious. Just this is it's a little embarrassing because I don't have my car, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm not usually the one that the girl has to come pick up. That's a little embarrassing for me. But you know, she was cool. It didn't seem to matter to her.
You know what? No matter how progressive you think, it's always kind of weird whenever you're going out on a date. As a guy, you just feel like you should be the one picking them up.
Absolutely.
And I've gone on a couple dates like that when my car was in the shop or whatever. I was like, yeah, you want to go out? And she's like, sure. And I was like, well, you got to come pick me up. It's always kind of an awkward conversation for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt.
Did you make her get out of the driver's seat just so you could open the door for her?
No, I didn't do no. I know where I am. I didn't try any of that stuff. So, but I think I know why she's not calling me back. We went to dinner. It was fine. We talked, had a good time, but I didn't have my wallet on me. I realized it fell out in the car. So at the end of dinner, when I realized I was going to pay, because I at least do that much, and I realized my wallet had fallen out. So I asked for her keys to go look back in her car, and she kind of looked at me nervously, gave me the keys.
She probably thought you were about to steal her car. Because you read a lot of these news stories about people who go out on online dates that end up stealing somebody's car on a first date.
Oh, no, I've never read about that before. Is that a thing people do?
Oh, yeah, it is, dude. Go ahead and Google it. There's stories about it all the time.
I'm sure she just thought you were cheap, not that you were going to steal her car.
Yeah, I mean, we've been making jokes about how I was a fish out of water all night, so, maybe she was thinking I was some weird serial killer car thief person.
Yeah, it seems convenient when you're at dinner and you're like, oh, man, I left my wallet in your car. Can I borrow your keys, please? I'll be right back, I swear.
Yeah, that's exactly why I think she might not be calling me back. But I found my wallet pretty quick, came back, and I paid. And so after that, of course, she drove me home. That's weird again.
That's even weirder.
But at the end, we shook hands. It was the first date. I didn't want to kiss her. Not on a first date. That's not how I was raised.
So can I ask you, did you offer your hand first, or did she offer the handshake?
I think I offered mine. Yeah, I offered mine first.
Okay.
That's weird.
Put her there.
So, at the end of the night, I just leaned over, shook her hand, and she smiled, and I was like, I think I said something like, "This was a nice time, and I think, if you'll be hearing from me again, I hope I see you soon." Something like that.
And what was her response to that?
She said she had a fun time, and I said, "Can I call you again?" And she said, "Sure."
And did you call her again?
I've only called once. I have texted like 3 or 4 times. But it's a little confusing because I know it was a little crazy asking for her keys and like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I came back. I didn't steal her car. I didn't do nothing like that. And she said she had a lot of fun. So I'm just confused.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, and then find out if you got a second date or if you get ditched.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Hold on.
Welcome back to the timeless love story, Rompless in Seattle.
I love this movie.
Starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan,
Oh.
2 star-crossed lovers. Sorry, this doesn't sound right.
It doesn't.
Why?
Can you just stop the music? Can you stop it? Sorry. I messed up. It just didn't feel good. Let me try it again, okay? Welcome back, kittens.
What? Whoa.
To Rompless in Seattle. Starring Tom Wanks.
Oh, Tom Wanks.
And Meg Ryder.
Oh,
wow.
If you're under 18, tune away right now.
This is the story that everybody wanted to hear. Oh, okay, you know what? Cut the music again.
Oh,
It's not
I like
working.
that one too.
It's not working. I'm just gonna recap normal, okay?
Oh, okay.
I can't.
People were really into that one.
I liked it.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe we'll do an X-rated version of the show later. But
Okay.
if you're just tuning in, one of our listeners, Jen, showed up 20 minutes late to her date with a guy named Tim. Shortly after that, she found out he was a mechanic and asked him to take a look at her car, which was apparently having issues. And Tim, being a nice guy, actually did. Mm-hmm. And she's worried it may have killed the vibe of the date.
Yeah.
Because now he's ghosting her.
Right.
And not in the Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore kind of way.
The hot way.
No, just the normal sad way. So she needs our help. Jen, did we miss anything with your date there?
No, he's just he's a really nice guy, and I want to date him.
So wait,
Aw,
that's sweet. It is
cute.
sweet. I don't know that we asked. Have you tried to contact him, like text? Or...
Yeah, I've reached out, and he hasn't really responded.
Did you, when you texted him, was it all about your car, or were you asking him to see you again?
I might have mentioned it, but I didn't ask him to do anything. I guess.
Okay.
Me and my car miss you.
Yeah. Well, let's just give Tim a call, and we'll not talk about car stuff. We're just going to focus on getting you another date. You ready to do this?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking to speak with a guy named Tim.
This is Tim.
Are you
Are you
asleep?
You okay?
Are you a small mouse?
How come there's several people on this call? What is this?
Oh,
we're a morning radio show. It's called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing?
Okay.
Is this a bad time?
No, what's going on? What's up?
Well, we're doing a segment on our show called A Second Date. That's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can reach out to our show and we'll call that person for you to try and figure out the reason why.
Okay.
Okay? And so you recently went out with a woman who had a great time with you, and now she's hoping to get back in touch, but she's been having trouble reaching you. Her name's Jen.
Ah, yes, Jen. I do know Jen.
That's good.
Jen realizes that she probably didn't give the best first impression on the date.
Yeah.
Or second impression or third impression.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very true statement right there.
Yeah.
She feels bad.
Yeah. She told us about how everything played out, that she showed up late and that she asked you to go look at her car, and she's remorseful about how that played out, but she's hoping that you'll give her another shot.
I don't know. I don't know.
She really liked you, Tim, and she realizes that it may have come off as she was trying to use you for free car mechanic labor, but that isn't the case.
Yeah, I don't know if I would totally agree.
Uh-oh.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just the date was going pretty good for a while. It seemed like we had things in common. Like we were talking about books and, video games and stuff. But as soon as I mentioned the fact I'm a mechanic, it was the conversation just flipped instantly. And that was all what the conversation was about. It was about her and her car.
Oh, geez.
I mean, I can see how that would be a frustrating thing, but it sounds like from what she told us, there's a lot of problems with her car. So maybe it was just a top of mind situation.
Can you blame her?
Well, it was just weird. I mean, sure, I'll look at your car, and it was dinner almost ended instantly as soon as I said that. It felt like it ended way too early. She's like, "Do you have cash?
Really?
You could just pay for this right now." We didn't even wait for her to get money back. It was almost abrupt ending to the dinner. It was so fast.
So she threw her cash on the table and ran out and was like, "This is it. You can fix it. The check engine light's been on." Yeah.
I mean, it felt like that. It wasn't as drastic as actually running out of there, but as soon as we got to her car, the moment we walked up, I was I knew I had made a mistake, and it was the thing was total. I didn't know what to do. I told her it shouldn't even be on the road.
What?
Whoa!
What do you?
Yeah, what do you mean totaled?
The wheel was kind of wobbly, and the tail lights had been smashed in. It was she had been in a pretty serious wreck, and she was trying to tell me how one of her friends said, it's probably just something that can get done with a few repairs. But I'm I'm pretty much an expert on this stuff. I've been doing this for a while. I'm that's a totaled car. Your car is done.
You can't throw around with a neck brace on.
Yeah.
Not what you want to hear.
The bumper is just gone.
And I was just trying to be honest with her when I said that I couldn't help. And this is things just started getting weird then, because then her voice started raising, and she was trying to tell me that I didn't know what I was talking about. And how her friend was saying that it was totally repairable, and it was just whoa, take a chill pill here. I'm just trying to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Give you my professional advice.
Well, do you think? I mean, maybe it wasn't that she was reacting to you. It was just really shocking for her to hear that. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel as a mechanic, you must hear stuff like that all the time whenever you give people bad news about their car.
Well, totally. I mean, we do, but it that wasn't even the end of it. On top of that, she was insistent on borrowing my car.
What?
I'm like, are you serious right now?
Wait, hold up.
For where?
Yeah, what did she say?
She didn't even, she's like, hey, you got to at least let me borrow your car so I can get around for a bit.
What?
That night right there, she wanted to borrow your car?
Yeah.
This girl's genius.
Genius.
Wait, was she joking? I mean, that had to have been a joke that maybe you just didn't read right.
No, I mean, it wasn't a joke at all. She said to me, you're a mechanic. You have access to lots of cars. You can just drive one of those for a few days.
Oh my gosh.
Did you, I feel bad asking, but did you let her?
No, I did not, but I did get her a tow truck because I am a nice guy and I had AAA. So I was like, the least I can do is not let this girl drive in this thing again because this thing is like messed up.
Wow.
So wait,
Why took her car away from her?
Well, it wasn't good to drive, Alexis.
Yeah.
It was falling apart. It was in danger on the road.
Sounds like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay. All
Well,
right, Alexis.
Tim, when we spoke to Jen, she never told us the back end of that story. She just said that you looked at her car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the truth of it. I mean,
Oh boy.
That is so crazy. What is she, like, does she really want to date with you then? Now I'm even questioning her motives.
Well, maybe we should ask her because I need to tell you, Tim, that Jem's been on the other line listening and she wants to talk to you.
Hi,
are you kidding
Tim.
me? Like, that's, hi, Jen.
Look, I guess I'm sorry that you felt used, but, like, I don't even understand what you're so upset about.
Whoa.
I was just asking for help.
You weren't just asking for help. I mean, you were basically, it felt like you were demanding to use my car and like instructing me on how to do my own job.
Like, you just said, like, I'm in this undrivable car, and you're, like, an expert,
Yeah.
and I have you in front of me, and I'm not going to ask you, like, hey, can you look at this? Like, and then, yeah, I asked to borrow your car because it's, like, 10:30 at night. What do you want me to do, like, walk around at night by myself? You just told me that I shouldn't be behind the wheel of this car.
Yeah, I could have gave you a ride home instead of you borrowing my car.
I just thought you had, like, options for other vehicles, and if you could help me out, why wouldn't you want, you know, we just had, like, a great date.
Well, Jen, when a plumber comes to your house to fix a broken pipe, they don't stay at the plumber's house while they fix it for you.
Well, I wasn't dating a plumber, okay? I was on a date with a mechanic.
No, that's not my point.
And you're on a date. Like, he owes you nothing. You're
Dates are like friends, and friends help you do things.
You're not friends yet. You're not friends yet. It's one date. You don't get that. He doesn't.
I feel like he did help. She
No.
paid for a tow truck.
It's a very entitled thing to do to assume that this guy should loan you his car.
Yeah.
I just
It's like
thought
a
he seemed really
business
nice and
transaction.
helpful. I don't understand what the big deal is. I was going to say we could just keep dating, but I don't even know if I want to anymore.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know that option was on the table.
Yeah. Really,
Tim?
It sounds like you overstepped, Jen.
Maybe as long as you stop texting me about your car issues, I don't need to update, you know?
Oh, you're still doing that?
I just, I told him it was still not going great.
He's assuming I actually wanted to know the update.
I thought you were a nice guy, and you're acting like such a jerk right now. Like, all I needed was some help. Like, you're making it such a huge thing that, like, oh, you're a mechanic, and I asked you for advice. Like,
She has a point.
Well, sorry to say, if I'm such a big jerk, I guess you don't need to reach out to me anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not wrong.
I mean,
You're
Tim,
not wrong.
you have to ask yourself, am I car shaming her right now?
I mean, I think she did a good job of car shaming herself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
wow.
I mean, the conversation isn't going great right now, but I still
Yeah.
need to ask, Tim, would you like to go out on a second date with Jen? We will pay for it.
I'm going to have to say no, thank you.
Shocking.
Oh, man, I felt that
Shocking.
chemistry.
I know. And
Okay.
how would Jen get there anyway? She doesn't have a
Yeah,
car.
that's a good point.
Uber.
How about this, Tim? Would you be willing to give Jen a friends and family discount on fixing her car?
I mean, if her car was actually fixable, then yes, but the thing it's a piece of junk.
It's fine. I'll take it to a real expert.
It's totaled. Everyone's going to tell you that.
Sounds like your friend is one, so just take it right over to your friend.
We've heard about hundreds of dates on this show, and I can tell you, based on everything that we've learned, the single sexiest thing a woman can do on a date
Okay.
is be prompt.
What? I thought you were going to say, like, be yourself, be confident.
No, show up on time.
Oh.
You can't spell prompt without romp. That's not an accident. They did that on purpose. Actually, 4 out of 5 relationship experts say if your legs are in the door on time, they'll be in the air 3 hours later.
Hey, all right.
Is that the secret?
Yeah, I read it. That's the experts saying that.
Okay, wow.
Well,
the experts have gotten very naughty.
There's some saucy experts out there. Unfortunately, for one of our listeners, Jen, she was not prompt during her first date.
Oh,
legs on the ground the whole time.
Yeah, so unattractive.
So, of course, she went rompless, and now she needs our help. So, Jen, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Tell us about the guy that you were not prompt for. What was his name?
His name is Tim. I met him online.
Okay.
He's really cute.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I mean, how late were you to this date?
I wasn't that late, like 20 minutes. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
That's late enough to be like late.
if you give a heads up, did you give him a heads up?
Well, that's kind of a funny thing. So I was driving there, and he texted me and said, I'm here, and I'm running really late. And like in my head, I responded to him, and I texted him back.
In your head.
I guess I didn't do it with my phone. And I got there, and he was walking out of the restaurant.
It's not a good look.
I said, where are you going? And he was like, I thought you stood me up. And I said, but I texted you. And he showed me his phone, and he's like, no, you didn't.
Oh my God.
That is embarrassing.
No. Dude, I understand that, though. I do that all the time where I respond to people and then I didn't actually type it out.
Or worse, you type it out and then you don't hit send.
Right, either way. And like you're frantic because you're late. So you're like, I don't have time to respond to this.
It's like in your draft folder. Oh.
What did Tim say when that happened?
I mean, he was cool about it. He said, yeah, okay. And so we still went in and had dinner together.
Oh, that's really nice. That's got to be a pretty good guy if he's willing to look past that.
Was he able to reset his attitude, though? Because I assume if you're walking out of a restaurant thinking that you're stood up, you're in pretty bad mood.
Yeah.
No, he was super nice. We had a great conversation. I mean, the one other thing that was kind of weird, I guess, was I didn't know that he's a mechanic. I learned that through the course of conversation. So I have been having some issues with my car.
Oh.
And I asked if he could just take a look at it for me.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you don't ask someone to do their job on the date. That's like asking a comedian to tell you a joke.
I mean, I can't blame you, though. Take the help.
Oh,
You
okay.
get it. I mean,
But wait,
But you're already 20 minutes late to the date. You show up, you find out that he's a mechanic, and then you're like, hey, by the way, while we're here.
Will you check the dipstick?
Yeah, go check under the hood.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think I think it was a big deal. And he was nice about it. And he did, and we walked down the street, and we looked at my car.
Wow, he's really nice. He's really nice.
Or maybe he really wanted to. So there is a chance that he wanted to show off what he knows. You know, he could see it as his opportunity to be like, oh, cool, I can help her.
Man.
Totally, this.
Yeah, you guys sure know how men think.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be positive here. Was he the one that suggested to walk to your car and look at it?
I mean, he agreed to.
Oh, he agreed to. Yeah, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
He told me there was a lot of stuff wrong with my car, which I guess I should have known. And then I asked if I could bring it by his shop.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Now this is a business transaction.
Totally.
It's not a date anymore.
You're
Doesn't
taking.
feel like it.
She's taking all the romp out of prompts. You're
She
right. There's no
is.
sexy in that.
Oh, no. Okay, so...
Now it's just port.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a different...
So he looked at your car and told you there's a lot of problems and that you need to bring it in. How did this night end?
Well, he kind of said, I don't know, I have to check my schedule at, their business. And
That's a no.
I was like, okay. And then he just kind of I don't know how to describe it. It just fizzled out. He seemed disinterested, and so we just kind of left.
It fizzled out in the room too just now.
There was an opportunity there, Jen. You check under my car's hood. Maybe you can check under some other hoods after that.
that's not much better.
I don't think that he doesn't want to trade that for
Brooke,
I mean,
trust
he's
you
not
do not understand how men think.
Hey, it's making a weird noise.
I don't think that's right.
I've never heard my friends talk like this.
Honestly, though, Jen, I just think that you should have just left that out.
Yeah.
You don't mix. I mean, for black, it's a terrible cliche thing to say, but business and pleasure, they just don't mix together.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I guess I didn't think of it that way. I just thought, he's friendly and he'd want to help. I don't know.
And it's free, is what you were thinking.
That's what you
He'd
were
give me a good deal.
Yeah, sure.
So have you tried to reach out to Tim after the date happened?
I have, and he just hasn't even really responded. Yeah. He gave me a one-word answer once, and it stinks because I really think he's a nice guy, and I had a really great time, and I don't know. I'd love it if you guys could help me get a redo.
Yeah,
All
I think you deserve. I think you need a redo. I hope you've learned from your mistakes.
Yeah, focus on him, not on your car.
Yeah, okay. So we'll play a song.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We've done a lot of second date updates where someone's tried to joke around and it's gone really bad. But I don't think anything is worse than today's. A dude named Evan is on the phone for a second date update, and his joke went really, really bad.
Oh, no.
What's up, Evan? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing better now.
Congratulations on the biggest joke fail in a second date update we've had so far. So good work.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I can't even imagine what you're joking about, like dead puppies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have some class where, we're not crazy.
There was death involved, though. We'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
But first, tell us about the girl you want to call today. What's her name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Okay.
All right. And where did you meet Vanessa?
Just off of a dating site.
Okay.
How are you feeling going into this date?
Oh, I was feeling great. There was some initial chemistry, just kind of chatting online back and forth and talking on the phone a bit. And when I saw her picture, she has the most real lips I've ever seen. I don't know if that makes any sense when I say that.
Not really.
But,
Not really.
I mean, I just picture anti-Kardashian lip, but that's all.
I mean, it's just there's just way too much plastic surgery out there, I think, on the street.
There's a lot of big fake lips, big fake butts out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you liked her real lips. Did you like anything else about her?
I mean, everything was working for me. She was a great conversationalist for sure, but unfortunately the conversation got interrupted. So we're at this open air restaurant, and they have little bits of bread and olive oil and Parmesan cheese you can kind of dip in and whatnot.
Ooh, that always means it's a fancy place.
Yeah,
if you're dipping bread in olive oil, you know you're paying a little bit more.
Nice.
And we're starting to settle in, and there's this one fly that just does not leave our table alone. And at first it's landing just here and there and no big deal. It starts getting a little persistent and is flying around my face a bit, buzzing by my ear.
There's nothing more annoying than a fly that won't leave you alone.
Yeah, and they're so gross to me.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were waiting around, I thought it would be funny if I bit at the fly, to bring a little humor in like a dog would, how they snap it,
Yeah, like the flies flying around a dog. They always try to catch it with their mouth. Okay.
Bite it.
I guess that'd be funny.
I think it's funny, the visual.
Yeah, but not during a date. It sounds really unattractive. But continue.
No, I mean, we're goofing around a bit. It's no big deal. So I go and do it, and the first time I go to do it, I actually catch the fly and bite it in half. I kid you not.
That is
so
disgusting.
Gross, what did you do?
Yeah, it was rough.
It's gross, but also talented. Did you even know that you could do that?
Impressive.
I didn't. It was an awakening moment, and I'm like, wow.
Oh my god! What happened? What did you do?
Well, the rough part was it was kind of a bigger fly.
Oh, so you're mad because you ruined your appetite.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys are at dinner, you ruined your appetite, and then the whole date went horrible.
Oh my god!
Oh, it was so bad from there. It wasn't even a fast downhill. It was just slow burning, trying to save the date for another hour, and it's what am I doing?
It must have looked like you did it on purpose.
Yeah. And the fly's head lands perfectly on this white tablecloth.
Oh my god, I'm so grossed out
and
right
it's
now.
still kind of rigor mortis, whatever, pushing around. And after realizing that I had done that and realizing the other half of the fly is in my mouth still, I'm like, oh, I need to get rid of this. I really just want to spit this out. That's going to make it even worse. And I just
Yeah, that's a tough position to be in. It's do I spit it out or do I swallow it? Neither of those is a good solution.
Yeah, lose.
With these sort of weird pursed lips, I kind of say, excuse me. And I go to the bathroom. I wash my mouth out a bit.
Oh my god. That is the most calm reaction, I think, of anyone doing that I could have ever. Excuse me, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I thought for sure she wouldn't think that it's on purpose.
Inside, I was panicking, don't get me wrong. And time was going by so slowly.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, God.
Oh, what did she say?
At first, when it actually happened, she was just like, just this look of shock and like.
Well, yeah, it's like, what kind of monster am I on a date with?
Exactly, right? Like, who's this freak?
Why did you feel like you had to play it off? Like, why wouldn't you freak out? She was obviously freaking out. I'm freaking out just even hearing the story.
Yeah, but it was kind of crowded, and there were all these other people around, and I just knew it was going to get worse if I,
my God.
Yeah.
So after I went to the bathroom, I came back, and I tried to make a joke about the whole thing, and I said, well, at least Mr. Miyagi would be proud.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's
Make
what
it
I
light?
should have heard, all that laughter, and I heard nothing, just this look of, huh?
Oh.
She didn't get your joke?
Yeah, maybe she just didn't understand it.
No, she doesn't know Karate Kid.
Yeah, that is like a 30-year-old movie.
Right. It's a pretty dated joke.
So from the fly incident to that red flag, because if you can't get the reference, I mean, come on.
Yeah, then she's just like, who's this Mr. Miyagi guy?
Are you
And why would he be proud of you?
And I'm like, oh, well, there's this real popular movie back in the day, and then like some awkward conversation after that.
Yeah.
We tried to pick up back our menus and tried to like pick up, but like the appetite was just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got like one more drink and then bounced out, and like she came up and she initiated this hug, and I was like, oh, whoa, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it was a very much like, here's the hug, bye.
Yeah, she's not interested in a kiss, for sure.
Yeah,
Probably-
nobody's going to
yeah.
kiss a fly eater.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just trying to see if I could get you guys to get in touch with her, help me out some way, and just like, can I just have a redo? Can we just pretend that never happened?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. And has she talked to you at all since your date?
No, not a thing.
Nothing. All right, cool. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, all right?
Great.
Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
How's that old nursery rhyme go? I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. Don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die.
Yeah.
Well, I know a second dater who swallowed a fly. And who knows why he swallowed a fly? Because he's an effing animal. That's why. Because he's a maniac. And his name is Evan, and he's on the phone with us right now. And yes, Evan bit the head off a fly on his first date.
Savage.
If you're just tuning in, I need to explain a little bit because you're probably like, what?
Yeah.
He was at dinner with his date, and there was a fly buzzing around his head, so he thought, I'm going to joke around and try to, like, nip at it, like how dogs do. And then he did, and he actually caught the fly.
Oh, my God.
And then bit it in half, and I guess one part of the fly fell down to the table, the other one stayed in his mouth.
Oh.
He ran to the restroom, cleaned out his mouth, probably should have just jumped off the top of the building. But anyway, cleaned out his mouth, went back to the table, tried to explain it, and his date wasn't really feeling him after that. So now we're about to get her on the phone and see if he can get a redo. All right, Evan, you animal.
Yeah.
Are you ready to give her a call?
Let's do it,
Oh,
man.
my God. I really think that your mistake wasn't the accidental fly biting. It was the calm reaction you had afterwards that made you feel more like a serial killer.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, slowly biting the head off a fly and then staring her directly in the
Yeah,
eye the whole
that's
time.
true. I didn't
That's
think of it.
pretty cold.
No, I'm not even stare her down. Oh, come on.
All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can help you out. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Vanessa, please?
this is Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
And what's Brooke and Jubal?
That's a good question. It's a radio show,
Okay.
okay? It airs on radio stations.
Like most radio
Yep.
shows.
Okay.
Appropriate place for it to be.
Why are you calling?
Well, I'm calling because we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and figure out why. And we got an email about you from a listener. His name is Evan.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
He's probably hard to forget.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a thing with flies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually talked to Evan about that date where he accidentally bit a fly in half.
Oh, God, it's so gross.
Have you been referring to him as Fly Guy this whole time?
Somewhat, but I kind of don't talk about him anymore.
Yeah, it's probably a place you want to
Yeah.
bury deep, dark in your head so you don't have to think about it.
I'll try not to remember it.
Yeah, he told us about your date, said that he really liked you, and he was just trying to joke around when that happened, but he understands that, like, you know, it'd obviously be disgusting to sit across from somebody on a date and have them munch into an insect. that they like didn't order off the menu.
Right.
And he's wondering why you're not calling him back or texting him back.
It's not so much about the fly. I mean, yeah, that's gross and whatever, but the guy is like really kind of rude and full of himself. I mean, he like pop culture shamed me, I guess is what you might want to say.
Pop culture shamed you?
He did tell us that he tried to tell you a Karate Kid joke and you didn't get the reference.
Right. There was some Mr. Nagi, Shaggy...
Mr. Miyagi. It's from the movie Karate Kid back in the 80s.
What's the name?
Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, that's the name. So I'm sitting in the restaurant, and it was starting to get really awkward because he was like yelling at me because I haven't seen some ancient film, and he just wouldn't go on and on about it. I felt really uncomfortable. It really was making me feel bad.
As it should. Like, no person should be on a date and be made to feel stupid. Like, he was so condescending.
And I'm thinking, this is supposed to be a nice, romantic date, and this guy is just sitting here grilling me about these 80s movies and the fact that I didn't see them, and it made me feel bad.
Yeah, I have seen people treat other people as really stupid when they don't get pop culture references.
Yeah, I really take offense to that, and it didn't just stop with that one movie. He kept making other references, like Beverly Hills Cop was like another one. I don't remember that one.
Okay, I want to shame you right now because that was a great movie series.
I don't remember.
Yeah, now
anything
I'm
about
mad.
it either. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so old. I have no interest in seeing these movies, and you know what? I don't even think they're probably funny either. So
Not funny? Are you out of your mind? What do you mean not funny? They're hilarious.
But yeah, Evan, hang on a second. Vanessa, that's Evan. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you. And usually you're supposed to wait until I bring you into the conversation, but apparently Evan couldn't wait.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but just like, I don't get this. Like, how can you, like, A, not know that many of them, and B,
oh my God, here we go again. Why is it a law or something? I'm supposed to know all these things.
It's not a law. I'm just, like, shocked, and it's just, I don't know. Like, obviously, I'm sure there's things, like,
yourself.
I don't know about your world that you'd be like, oh, come on. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, make you feel bad. It's just, like...
You are making me feel bad.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, that sounded sincere. Wow. That sounded real sincere. Wow.
I mean, I'm really not. It's just like...
Yeah, I got that. I was also being sarcastic.
You're posting a judgment on me. You are. You're being very judgmental. Oh, wow, I can't believe this person did. So it's all the world according to Evan. It's like, you don't have room for another person for a relationship if this is the way you're going to behave.
Well, I mean, if you watch the movies, you'd change your mind.
Evan, why are you so hung up on comedies and films from the late 80s, early 90s?
I'm not hung up on them. I've seen other movies since then, but, like, those are just gems of cinema.
Evan, come on. I mean, they're just movies. Don't you think you're overreacting?
These are classic movies that you just need to see, like, just as a person growing up in America. Like, and yeah, if you were, like, 2 or whatever when they came out, then, like, go rent them or whatever and watch them.
Are you really this fired up about it, Evan?
I mean, I'm sorry, but who doesn't know Back to the Future?
Probably a lot of people.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm married to one, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he literally, every pop culture reference is lost to my husband, and guess what? I can still love him.
I'm sure it really bugs you, doesn't it?
It doesn't at all, but he does miss a lot of jokes because of it. I will say that.
See?
Vanessa, are you still there?
This is just so ridiculous. Evan, it was actually a date, and you really weren't treating me right. So a little advice to your future dates, don't be so judgmental if somebody doesn't remember or know of all the movies in your arsenal that you insist that they know in order to be an American. I mean, it's crazy.
It's not like all of them, but those are in anybody's basic.
Oh, my God, I gotta go. I don't want to talk to you. I don't care about your damn movies and whoever karates and police movies and whatever the hell it is, all right?
Just one question. Tell me you've seen Home Alone.
No, I haven't.
Oh, my God, what the
Now I'm losing it.
Yeah, that's it.
Macaulay and Culkin?
Okay, Evan, I'm out.
You're living a broken life, Vanessa.
I think she hung up.
Hello, Vanessa. Did you hang up? Yeah, I think so. Evan, are you still there? Or did you hang up too? Now are you pissed
Yeah,
about
no,
that?
I'm here, man. Yeah.
Well, Evan, I have to ask anyway, even though she hung up. Vanessa, would you like to go on a second date with Evan? We will pay for it. No, thank you, sir. Sorry, Evan. She said no. If you didn't hear that.
Well, fine. I don't want to go out with you anyway. You shut in.
I'm so sorry you had to go out with that psycho.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Dude, Evan, why wouldn't you use that as like an opening to say, hey, that's awesome you haven't seen those. I can watch them with you next time.
I mean, I started out that way, but after like the first one or two where she was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Weren't the 80s a long time ago? Like, just that crap? Like, that was it just fired me up, man. Like,
I couldn't tell.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hide it well.
You don't know those movies? That's like the same as not knowing that Bill Clinton was president and that he got a in the office.
I don't think so.
Explain to me that you don't know that.
Wait, what? That happened, Evan? I had no idea.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A text message in at 78592 that says, it blows me away that eating a fly wasn't the worst thing that dude did on his date.
Seriously.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning, talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this guy, Evan, tried to make his date, Vanessa, laugh by pretending to chomp at a fly as it was buzzing around their table, and he accidentally caught it with his teeth and then bit it in half. And when we called Vanessa, she told us that Evan shamed her for not understanding a joke that he made about Mr. Miyagi, because there's a catching a fly thing in The Karate Kid, if you've ever seen that movie. And he was upset, and he said that she's ridiculous because she's never seen Karate Kid and a few other popular 80s films. He was very upset about it. And there was no second date.
Yeah, I mean, he just needs to find another movie lover, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, just email the show. And we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Move at 92.5.
Right in the middle of a second date, and if you're just joining us, Jake is on the phone, and he wants to call a girl named Kelly. They went out to a jazz club for their first date, but I guess it was kind of awkward because they had a strict no-talking policy. So they spent most of the evening writing notes to each other back and forth on cocktail napkins. They did go back to his place after, talked a little bit. He got like a peck on the lips, and then she left, and she's definitely been blowing him off. Jake, I think maybe part of the reason that you're not getting a call back is because you're too much of a rule follower. Whoa. You know?
Maybe. Like, I tried to do everything, you know.
No, but I mean, like, you go to that place with a no-talking policy, and then you listen to their rules, like a bad boy, the kind of girl that guys like, or the kind of guy that girls like, would have saw that rule and instantly just jumped up on stage, grabbed a trumpet, and pulled his pants down, started playing it with his butt. That's the type of bad dude that ladies like, you know?
Yeah, the butt trumpets
Someone
get us
who
every time. I mean.
disrupt the jazz club with their butt, and that's why I think you're not getting a call back.
I kind of envy the people that can do that. I don't know about playing with my butt, but
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a true talent, though, Jake. I mean, if she loves music.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll get her on the phone in a second and find out if that's the reason, but I'm guessing that probably is it.
Totally.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. That has never crossed my mind, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's crossed most people's mind. I actually feel bad for you, man. Like, you kept the cocktail napkin because you wanted it to be a love memento. You obviously saw this going somewhere.
Absolutely. I think it's something cool to have that, like, this is our first date, you know?
Totally. Well, I hope it goes well for you. I do.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if it doesn't, always take up playing the trumpet with your butt, and then your next dates will always be successful. All right. I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Kelly?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Kelly, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay. I'm good. What's going on with you?
Not much, just doing a radio show and thought we'd call you.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. You said you're with a radio show, and what do you
Yes.
need?
Yes. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. That's the name of the show. And we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off after that date, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. So we got an email about you from one of our listeners.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, huh?
We did.
From who?
His name is Jake.
Oh, him?
Yes, him. The dude you went to like a jazz club with?
Yeah.
Yeah. He emailed us, told us that he really liked going out with you, told us about your date, and he also said that it seems like you don't want to go out with him again, so he wants to know why.
Okay, you said it seems like I don't want to go out with him again. I'm going to clarify and say that I don't want to go out with him again.
Oh, that's a strong sentiment.
Okay. Can you tell us why?
You know, it was just a really disappointing night. I was really optimistic.
Were you hoping he would have played a trumpet with his butt?
What? That doesn't make any sense to her.
No idea what that means.
Yeah, don't worry about that comment. Anyway, why was it disappointing?
Okay, I don't know what you guys know, but we went to a jazz bar, and
Yeah, he told us that. He said you guys couldn't talk because there was like a no talking policy, so you wrote notes. And he thought that that actually was a good thing. Like you guys bonded over that and thought it was funny and stuff.
totally. It was, I mean, that was really fun. It was really cute. And then, you know, I was feeling good about the night, about him. And then we went back to his place, and he made me a drink, and then he wanted to give me a grand tour of his place.
Uh-oh. Does he have something creepy in his house? We've heard that a lot on these second dates.
So, I mean, he kind of took me around to, like, the normal stuff, you know, like the kitchen, living room, whatever, showing me the place. And then we went into this one room, and there were glowing sticker stars on the ceiling, and there were trophies on the wall, and there were bunk beds. And I thought, oh, my God, like, do you have a kid?
Right.
And he said no, and started laughing and said that it was his room and that him and his roommate sleep in bunk beds because they want to save money because rent is expensive. And it's not only him and his roommate in the bunk bed, but the whole apartment, which is a one-bedroom, by the way, houses 4 people.
What?
And some of the other people are sleeping on, like, a pull-out couch or on an air mattress because they all want to save money.
Well, I mean, you kind of got to understand that. Like, rent is insane. That seems pretty extreme, but...
Right. I mean, like, I'm all about, you know, finding ways to save your money, but I don't know if this is the right fit for me.
You're not trying to date a dude with bunk beds that stares at glowing stars on his ceiling?
And, oh, this is the other thing, is that he said, oh, well, my roommates aren't going to be back for another hour, so we can do stuff.
Did he mean, like, obviously you think he was implying sexual stuff?
I mean, most likely, but...
Who knows? He's got bunk beds and stars on his ceilings. He might have meant Legos. He might have bought a new Lego city or something you guys could have built.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not the type of man that I see myself dating, because this apparently is a man-child, 12-year-old bedroom.
How do you know? I mean, okay, the stars are one thing, but what if he's just really good with money and he's budgeting and he's saving for something? Like, I don't know. I feel like you're passing a lot of judgment.
I mean, I have priorities, and I think dating someone who's sleeping on a bunk bed with his roommate underneath, like, I'm not really trying to spend the night over there.
Yeah.
So, but
He
don't
could be
you
a secret millionaire.
I mean,
You know?
like, Jubal's right. Like, don't you have a place that you can bring him back to?
Sure, but I also like going to other places. Like, you know, like all the other men I've dated at least have their own room, let alone their own bed.
Well, he has his own bed.
It's just on top of another.
Yeah,
bed.
it's just...
Yeah, it's on top of his buddy's bed.
Yeah, I'm not into it, so I don't really know what else to tell you.
Well, I think you told us everything you need to tell us. I do need to tell you something, though. Jake is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
No, he's not.
Yep, he is. Jake, you there?
Yeah. Hey, I don't get it.
Hi,
Are you serious? Like, are you judging me for?
dude.
I
Sorry.
want to save money. I live in this bachelor pad with roommates. It's how we, get by.
Yo, I don't know if I would call this a bachelor pad. Your bunk bed has a slide.
Dude, that's kind of awesome. Sorry to interrupt, but...
Yeah, it's totally awesome. You didn't even go down it once. Just because we're older doesn't mean that we can't have fun in our own room.
Jake, that's a kid thing. They have those bunk beds with slides. As an adult man, you should have a more appropriate bed.
Well, I mean, if you need me to take the slide off, I totally can. It's easy. It's just plastic.
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
The bunk bed is a really great idea. We can stay in one room. Past girlfriends I've had actually like it because it we actually have to sleep closer and cuddle, you know what I mean? And it's been really great.
Yeah, cuddling with you, me, and then your roommate below us.
But my roommate is a really heavy sleeper. He won't wake up for anything.
Yeah. You can go up and down that slide all night long. He won't even know.
I didn't even talk to you when I was there about the whole star thing on your ceiling. Like, what is that even for?
I'm on the top bunk. It helps me read at night.
What do you mean it helps you read?
Yeah, it glows for the first hour after I turn off the lights, and I can go read.
Those are not
Wow.
bright enough to read by. Nice try, though. That was a good try.
Okay, so what? I think they're cool looking.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There's the answer.
I just think that I should be judged on the time that we had and the connection that we had on that night, and not on just like a piece of furniture that I have.
Yeah, he still saved up his allowance so you guys could go to that jazz club. Right, Kelly?
I mean, you've got to understand from her point of view. I don't think it's necessarily just about the furniture. It's that, you're sharing a room with the dude still.
Here's the thing. I've been saving a lot of money doing this,
Yeah.
and I have goals what to do with that money. I'm actually going to buy a condo in the next 5 years.
So there you go, Kelly. He's not going to permanently be living in that bunk bed. I mean, the bunk bed might go to the condo, but who knows? But,
So, Jake, you're telling me that I should trust you because you're saving money to buy a condo that maybe you'll get in 5 years.
Exactly. It's going to be a really nice condo, too.
How many roommates will you have in your condo?
Hopefully just one. Hopefully it's going to be you, Kelly.
all right. Well, Kelly, would you like to go out on a second date with Jake? We will pay for it. And who knows, one day you could be living in a condo with Jake, with a bunk bed, with a slide.
I'm going to decline this one, but thank you so much.
Are you sure?
Not even a second chance?
There are some things that I prioritize in my dating life, and bunk beds is not one of them.
Okay.
I guess I don't want to go out with someone who's going to just judge me for the furniture I have in my house.
Sorry, I'm judging you, and honestly, I think that the rest of the girls that you're going to meet in the rest of your life are going to judge you as well, and that's just kind of how it is.
Ouch! Burn!
Sorry, Jake. No second date. But hey, one day you'll have that condo. And
I will.
Yeah, you will. And when you get that condo, ditch the bunk bed, all right?
I guess note taken.
Go with the race car bed for that one. It's your own bed.
That's what I'm talking about.
A listener named Jake is on the phone today for a second date, and in his email, he said that there was a strict no-talking policy for their first date.
What?
So
how does that work?
It sounds like an amazing date. I wish they would do that on more first dates. So I don't know what went wrong. What's up, Jake? How are you?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good. So there's a no-talking policy on your first date?
Yeah, I mean, it's partially because it was bad research, on my part. But it ended up being kind of cool. So hear me out.
Okay. Before we get into that, what's her name, by the way?
Kelly.
Kelly. All right.
Kelly's not like a mute, and this phone call is going to go not very well because she won't be able to talk to us either, right?
Oh, she can talk, but she's not talking to me. I mean, I wish she could talk. That's why I'm coming to you guys.
Yeah, okay. So hopefully we can get her to talk to you again. Tell us about how you met her.
We met online,
Okay.
and you hit it off right away. And what was really popped out to me is she liked music. She liked to see live music and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, this would be great.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean, are
Yeah.
you the one that initiated the date?
Yeah, I mean, I asked her, and then she agreed to a first date.
Sweet. And what were you feeling when you were arriving at the date for the first time?
I mean, I was really excited. I think she was going to love it. I picked this jazz club that had this jazz band playing. That I thought would be really cool. I know she's going to like it because she likes live music, and I've never been to this jazz club before. So it was going to be kind of a new experience for me as well. So, I mean, win-win.
Okay. Do you both like jazz?
Yeah, that was the other thing that was on her profile, that she liked jazz music. And
So she was 70, right? You're dating a 70-year-old?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Okay, and how did it all start? I mean, what was it like between you two in person?
Seeing her in person, absolutely stunning. I was so excited. And when we got in, I had this table set aside. It was really close to the band, so we get the whole experience. And we sit down, we order our drinks, and we start talking, and I'm getting these dirty looks from people around me. And even one person shushes me from behind. And I actually look, there's a card on the table that says no talking during play. So they had this policy and they enforced it where you couldn't talk while the band was playing.
That's intense.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, I just invited this girl to this first date, and we can't even talk to each other.
Like I said, that sounds fabulous, but I don't think most people would like that.
I started to freak out a little bit, but we get our drinks, and there was cocktail napkins, and so she started writing questions on the cocktail napkin, and I would answer them.
That's really cute. It's like high school math class all over again, passing notes back and forth.
Yeah, and it actually worked, and we went back and forth, and we ended up filling up both sides, all quarters of this cocktail napkin, every little inch with questions and answers. And it was a little awkward because there was some times I couldn't really read her handwriting. But, that happens at a bar anyway. If it's really loud, you can't always hear the person, but you sometimes answer just in case.
Right.
Right, totally.
Did it go well? I mean, were you guys hitting it off based on your written conversation?
Yeah, we were, and it was interesting because it was like talking online, only in person. So you could see her reactions to reading what you were writing, and it was really cool. And the music was great, and we had a great time. Nice. Afterwards, we were like, let's do this more. And so I invited her over to my place so we could actually talk, and she agreed.
Oh, that's cool. So, you guys learned enough about each other via cocktail napkins to feel comfortable enough to go back to your place.
Yeah.
Did you guys kiss at the end of the night?
It was like one of those little pecks. It wasn't like a real intimate thing,
That's interesting that you would go back to your place and not make out a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. When she was there at my place, it was a little awkward. I couldn't really figure out why. It's just the energy wasn't right. I was actually thinking of maybe we should just break out some more napkins and just write on them and just keep that vibe going for the night.
Maybe she liked your penmanship more than the way you actually speak. Who knows?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
Have you tried to ask her out again?
Yeah, sure. And it's never worked out, timing-wise, for us to schedule something. And I think that she's kind of avoiding it.
Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date, okay?
Okay. And before I just want to let you know that, no matter how this works out, I actually kind of kept the napkin. If anything that happens from this, it's just a really cool memento to have about a night that was really cool.
Yeah, for your scrapbooking, I guess.
Oh,
all right.
That's sweet.
We'll get your second date right after this. Hang on. There are certain things you should never ask somebody on a first date. You probably don't want to ask about politics. You don't want to ask them if they were to suddenly go missing, would anybody look for them?
Yeah, thank you.
And you probably don't want to ask them how much money they make. And that's the problem that Jake made, who's on the phone for a second date right now. He went out with a girl named Melanie. They met at a car wash, had dinner together, and he thinks that he screwed it all up because at a certain point, he asked her how much money she made. And from that point on, the date went downhill. She left. She did end up giving him a kiss on the cheek, but she hasn't talked to him since. All right, Jake, we're about to call her and find out if that is the reason. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Oh, my God. That was a heavy breathing.
It sounds like you're more than ready.
Okay?
Sounds like you actually finished. We haven't even got into the second date yet.
You don't even need it.
Yeah. Are you good now, or are we going to still make the phone call?
Yeah, no, come on.
Okay.
Okay. You sound nervous. That's how I took that.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think that you're going to be able to apologize to her, and she's going to understand. You just stick to the "you made me so nervous" part, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and finish up whatever you're doing before you start talking to her,
my
because that will
gosh.
creep her out, all right? But just put your phone on mute while we talk to her so you're not making weird noises in the background, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Melanie, please?
This is she.
Hey, Melanie, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
You don't know what that is, do you?
No, what's up?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning is a radio show.
Well, yeah, I figured that, but who are you? What's going on?
I'm Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning,
Hi.
and we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, well, I'll explain. A second date is where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. And we recently got an email about you from a dude named Jake.
Okay.
You know Jake?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So Jake told us about your date,
Mm-hmm.
And he also told us that you're not answering his phone calls or text messages or anything and is wondering why you're blowing him off.
Am I supposed to tell you why?
Would love it if you would. So would Jake. He actually wants to know the answer.
This is kind of weird, but that's fine. I'll tell you.
Okay.
This is easy.
So he told you we met at this car wash place.
Yeah, he told us all about that. He thinks the reason you're not calling him back is because he asked about how much money you made.
Oh.
He said that was the moment everything changed. Like you went from being interested to being totally put off.
Oh, okay. I don't think it was that moment, although that was a weird one as well.
So what was it?
So Jake seemed really nice at the car wash, but I don't know, he's really not my type.
How so?
Did he tell you he's originally from Spain and he just moved over here
No.
not too long ago?
We talked to him, and I heard an accent, but we didn't ask about where he was from or anything.
Okay, so he's originally from Spain, and...
That sounds pretty sexy to me.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, except he went on and on, almost immediately from the beginning of our date. He went on and on complaining that, ever since he got here, that he's not been able to hook up with women, and he's so frustrated that American women are so uptight and they should be more... I'm not kidding you. He goes into this thing we need to be more free. We need to be more sexual.
Is it weird that I'm he kind of has a point? I don't know. We are kind of a prudish country.
I understand that. But this is a first date, and it's the first topic of conversation he's going to bring up. And it was in the creepiest way. All the red flags, all of them.
I guess it's weird to complain that you've moved to a country and are having trouble getting laid.
Yeah.
When you're on a date.
Well,
it's not like you're hanging out with a buddy. You're like, man, I can't hook up with a girl. But you're like, hey, you want to go out for dinner? By the way, nobody will have sex with me here. That's weird.
But it wasn't even you just said that very casually. Okay, that's a very casual thing to say in a conversation and be mature about. But he was smarmy gross about it.
Was it the way he was talking? Was it his body language? Could you point to one specific thing that made
All
him schmarmy?
Of the above.
All of it.
He would go into this it was almost like a pitch. Back in my home in Spain, women would throw themselves at the floor to me. He was a king or something. It was so gross. I just can't even...
You can't chalk it up to cultural differences.
I'm sure part of it is that, but like I said, there's a way to have a conversation about that without making it creepy and weird. It was weird. I wish you could have done that. I really do. I really do. Because I've been around creepy dudes. I've never felt this uncomfortable.
Really?
It was just, you just have this feeling, this instinct. I can't really describe it. And it was just I shouldn't be here. I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that's not good.
You probably don't want to be here either, Melanie, because Jake is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Oh, my. Okay. He's listening right now?
Unless he hung up. Jake, are you still there?
I am.
Oh. Okay.
So, is it my accent?
No, Jake, I think it was the fact that you were talking about not being able to hook up with American chicks.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, it's a date.
You're on a date, you know?
It's just, in America, we don't talk about sleeping with other people when on a first date.
That's what I mean. I don't understand why you guys are so uptight about, sex, everything, In Spain, it's very natural to talk about those things, whether in a first date or you're home with your mom or your grandmother. It's all very free.
Your grandmother.
When is the last time you had sex?
I like his liberated point of view in terms of it's natural, everyone does it. Mm-hmm. But are you hearing what she said about being uncomfortable?
I gotta say, I was very surprised. I was very shocked. Spain women love all that kind of talk. Please accept my apologies. I'm a very sexual person. I'm very free when it comes to that. I was hoping maybe you'd be in the same way and not so, antiquada, like an antique kind of thing,
Listen, I think most people are sexual beings. It's part of our human nature, but there's a respectful way to do it, and you cross those lines immediately.
I have no interest in seeing you. I don't even know.
Really, Melanie?
Wait, so are we kind of like lost in translation kind of thing? I mean, because if I was alone with you, I mean, I would do things to you that you can't even think of, you know? I treat you like my princesa.
No. Did you hear what I just said? It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. You're not being a respectful human being.
Melanie, I think you're being a little too uptight. Maybe that glass of tequila will help you calm down a little bit and come on a second date with me.
Okay. I mean, if you were to give him like some tips on how, if he got to redo it, I mean, what would you want him to do differently next time?
Be a different person?
Oh, I don't know.
It might be kind of tough to do.
Man, you got to free yourself up. You're like in a cell. You're obstructing yourself from liberations and freedom of sex, whether it's with men or women or both at the same time or multiple.
Whatever. Just get after it, huh?
I was just trying to help.
I'll be fine without you. Thanks.
Are you sure, Melanie? Would you like to go out with Jake on a second date? We will pay for it.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't see that coming at all.
Melanie, I mean, fine. Look, I get it. I understand. You're not as sexually liberated as I am. You're not as sexually free as I am. But maybe you can guide me in the right direction? Or might you have some friends that are more sexually liberated than yourself?
What? Now he's going to ask to meet my friends. You guys.
Well, it's a little frustrating because no one will sleep with me here.
Come on, Melanie, can you hook him up? You have any friends that might sleep with Jake since he's having trouble?
I think I'm going to save all my friends the headache and just say no. Absolutely not.
Well, all right. So, Melanie, thank you for your time, Jake. I'm sorry no second date, but, you know, we do have a lot of American women who listen to this show. Is there any last-minute plea you'd like to put out to them?
Yeah, to all the beautiful women out there, a mí me gusta complacer mucho a las mujeres. ¿Tú me entiendes? You know, I love to please women, and I'm having a hard time.
Yeah.
I actually
Well, with that Spanish you just dropped right there, Jake, done. I'll sleep with you. Yeah. It's good. We're good.
Okay, thank you, but if there's any women that are interested,
We'll send them your way, Jake. Take care, man. I didn't think people met anybody at a car wash since like the 70s, but apparently I was wrong. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning because Jake is on the phone. Apparently that's where he met the girl that he wants to call today. He met her at a car wash. Not a lot of car wash parties in current day, but Jake, what's up? How are you?
How you doing?
Pretty good. So you met, what's her name?
Melanie.
Melanie. You met Melanie at the car wash?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
I'll be honest with you. I was driving, and then I saw this fundraiser car wash, and there was a lot of pretty girls out there washing their cars, and I thought,
okay,
you know what?
Oh, so you saw a charity car wash and you wanted to perv out for a bit.
Wait, hold on. This isn't like a high school cheerleading squad, right? Because those are the only people I ever see doing charity car washes.
No. At least they didn't look like that. They looked, overage. They looked legal.
Okay. Oh my
Okay.
God! Again,
so they look
is a good
legal.
qualification
So you figured
for me.
you'd pull in there and really do some detective work and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really need a car wash, but, it was like a good excuse to get in there and then talk to some ladies.
Okay, well, the lady that you want us to call Melanie, she's legal or she's a cheerleader in high school?
Well, here's the thing, though. I went in there and I told them I want to get my car washed. So as I tried to talk to the few ladies that were there, they were all too busy, so no one's paying attention to me. So I went and I sat down, waiting for my car to get washed, and then I met Melanie.
Now, was she washing cars or was she also getting her car washed?
No, she was waiting. She was waiting for her car as well.
Okay, so you just struck up a conversation with her.
I sat down next to her. I was kind of like bummed out on my phone, and then she's like, "Oh, there's some really nice shoes you got." So I turn around and I look at her. I was like, "Wow, this girl's gorgeous."
Okay.
So I just started talking to her, and we got off on a good start. We had a nice conversation, and I asked her for her number. Let's have dinner.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm guessing you guys went out and had dinner?
Yeah.
All right, how was it?
I thought it was going great, but I guess I said something that she have said because the vibe just like completely turned around after that.
What did you ask her?
We were just talking, trying to get to know each other, and I was like, "Hey, so what do you make a year?"
What?
You asked, asked her
that?
salary?
Dude,
that's like something you don't ask anybody, really.
Well, that's exactly what she said. So the whole vibe just kind of went like, yeah.
So wait, how far into the date when you asked that?
Half an hour, 40 minutes. But we were talking about our jobs, and it just felt so kind of natural to ask, what do you make a year?
Do you
Well,
live
that's
in this
never.
country?
It's never
Because-
natural, and it's never okay to ask somebody that.
I mean, it's kind of like the unwritten thing that you don't.
You wonder, but you don't ask.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even uncomfortable sometimes for me to ask my husband how much money he makes.
Yeah, and I try to make it better by telling her how much I made. I was like, okay, you know mine. Well, what's yours? And nothing. She wouldn't say anything. She would just look at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, you kind of are.
I'm like, come on, it was just a question. I was nervous. I didn't know what else to talk about. I just wanted to keep the conversation going. So that's the first thing I thought.
All right.
How are you going to continue that conversation? Either like a good for you or a let me give let me give you some tips on how to make more. Like, do you make a lot of money yourself? Like when you told her your number, is it normal? Is it impressive? Where are we at?
Now you're asking, Brooke.
Well, I mean, we're talking about it.
Well, you know, it's decent.
Okay. All right. So it's just an okay salary. It's not like you're trying to be like, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, I drive a Nissan Versa.
All right.
So I think that's okay then, like, because it could have come off as you being braggadocious, but like you weren't able to recover ever.
You know, I was trying, but I don't know. It just she wasn't really taking anything I was saying. So I don't know. I mean, I really think I messed it up.
Well, how did you end things with her?
Well, I paid for dinner. Then she gave me a kiss on the cheek. I was hoping for a little bit more, but you know, based on my my behavior, I guess I got what I deserve.
Yeah, it's a pretty rude question, man.
I've been calling her, trying to text her, but nothing, no text, no call, no.
Maybe she doesn't make enough and her cell phone bill got turned off. Her cell phone got turned off. You never know.
Have you had a chance to apologize to her?
No. But if you guys can help me out, I would definitely give her my best apology. Maybe I can get a second date.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date, all right?
Thank you.
All right. We've got James on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl named Kiera. They met at a convention. He thinks he screwed up their first date because during dinner, he asked her if she wanted to go back to his hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Not to, like, check out the great deal on Wi-Fi that they have there or the great amenities, to do stuff that adults do with each other in hotel rooms on occasion.
Yes.
And she turned him down and said no and hasn't talked to him since. But he'd like to get her on the phone because they met at this convention. He's in town once in a while. He wants to go out with her again, like on an actual date and not just try to, get some butt. So,
Butt?
yeah.
God, that is one sexy way to put it. Oh my
All right,
God, how could a
James.
girl say no?
You're about ready to give her a call and see if you can do some damage control and get another date?
Let's see what happens.
All right. The tough part about this for you is convincing her that you're not just interested in sex.
Right.
Because you already went there, so how do you go back and be like, no, I promise that wasn't the only thing that I'm interested in. I would actually like to date you.
Charm?
Yeah, maybe.
You think you have some of that, James?
Well, I guess we'll find out today.
If you had charm, you would have been able to get her to go back to your room. You wouldn't even be having this problem.
Yeah, I guess it's the power of persuasion then.
I think just be honest and true to yourself, James, is probably the best goal here.
Okay, yeah, I'll just, apologize and let her know that I was just too forward and see if we can't, go back and try it again and show her who I really am.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now and get her on the phone. You ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Kiera, please?
Speaking.
Hi, Kiera. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
This is who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Jubal. I'm sorry, I don't know who this is.
Okay. I'm calling from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay.
One of our listeners recently emailed us about you, asking if we could get you on the phone.
Someone wants me on the phone?
Yeah, sort of. We do a segment on our show called The Second Date. It's basically if you go out on a date with somebody and then blow them off, they email us and ask if we can get you on the phone and ask if they did something wrong.
Who would do that?
His name is James, and you recently met him at a convention.
God, really?
Yep. James emailed us and asked if we could get a hold of you because you're apparently not answering any of his text messages.
Did you like James at all?
Well, I liked him on our date until the very end, but no.
Are you talking about the point where he asked if you wanted to go back to his hotel room?
He told you that?
Yeah, he did. Yep. He told us because we asked him about your date and about meeting you. He said that he really liked you, but he also felt like he kind of overstepped his bounds there, and he felt bad about it.
He kind of overstepped his boundaries? I mean, did he tell you everything?
That's all I know is that you guys met at a convention, went out for dinner, and he asked you to go back to his room, and that's the last he heard from you. That's all he told us.
Okay, so did he tell you towards the end of dinner, and I understand we had both had a couple of drinks, but did he tell you that he said to me, hey, you know, I'm in town every couple of weeks, and I would love to have you as my friend with benefits.
That is seriously what he propositioned you?
He was already trying to get me back to his place that night, which I figured out. Yeah. I mean, I'm not stupid. It's not my first convention, but just be like, hey, baby, I'm in town every couple of weeks. You could be my regular friends with benefits? What the hell is that all about?
Is that really how he said it? Because that's not how he explained it to us at all.
Well, I'm sure he's being all sweet when he explains it to you guys. He doesn't want to sound like a
Yeah, good point. I mean, so...
And then, I mean, when I said no, because seriously, I've known him over dinner for maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
He accused me of being a prude.
No, he didn't.
What?
He sure did.
How did he say that?
So weird. Because I value myself as a human being, not just as a woman, but as a human being who just doesn't want to spread my legs over cheap wine and steak.
Oh, my God.
That makes
So,
me a prude?
what did he say to you? I mean, did he flat out call you a prude?
He did. He called me a prude at dinner, and that was that. And
That
from there,
is-
I got up and I went to go get a cab to go back to my hotel.
That is so like the way he painted it was how much he enjoyed your company and how great he thought you were. Like, I would have never guessed he was that sleazy.
I would have never thought he was that sleazy when he so very nicely asked me out after we hung out all day. But as it turns out, he's no different than the majority of the sleazeballs who go to these conventions are like, hey, time to hook up. Wife's not around. I mean, they're all kids.
Does this happen a lot at conventions?
Oh, my God, yeah. I mean, everyone who's ever been to a convention knows that it's part of
funny.
my friends.
I was joking about that earlier. We were talking about it, and I was like, that's the way at least I would think of conventions. Wait, I mean, I guess you get a bunch of horny businessmen out there. Is this the first time something like this has happened to you?
Actually, it is, because this is the first time I've ever said yes to going to dinner with anyone.
Yeah.
Normally, I just go, I do my thing, I hang out with whoever's there, and I just go back to my hotel room and go to bed.
Yeah.
So he told us that he tried to text you after your date.
Oh,
It-
yeah, he sure did.
Oh. Did he
What
not
did he
just
say?
apologize in his text?
No. I mean, he did. He's like, listen, I'm sorry if things got out of hand. And I wrote him back. I'm like, just don't contact me ever again. And then the guy has the balls to say, well, you don't know what you're missing with this d-. And I'm like, what?
That's so
He really said that to you?
He really, I still have the text message.
Wow.
my
he
gosh,
he,
that is
he
so-
left all of that out. It didn't, from his side of the story, it sounds like he was very sweet to you after, like, I really apologize for asking you to go back to my room. That was so wrong of me. Wouldn't you love to just kind of talk to him about it, though?
Actually, I really wouldn't like to talk to him about it. I hope I never talk to him or see him again
Oh,
at all.
that's a shame, because he's on the phone listening right now. He wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
Kira, don't you think you're like over exaggerating this?
No, I seriously am not over exaggerating. I have those text messages that you sent me, and you're like a foul crap pig, and I don't want
All right,
to talk to you
well,
anymore.
Kira, please, just hang on 1 second, all right? I apologize for the text messages, and like it isn't really me, but I mean at the same time we were both drinking a lot. I don't remember sending you that text message. I remember apologizing, but I don't remember saying anything about my d. I wouldn't do that.
I thought it was just another piece of proof of what a disgusting pig that you are, that I saved it,
showed it to all the women that I know that are going to the convention in a week to make sure that they didn't as much as even say hello to you.
That's so awesome.
But you know what? You were the one that went out with me. Didn't you just say that you knew that's what these conventions were all about, and yet you came out to dinner with me? You can't place this on me.
What? I went out to dinner with you. I didn't go back to your hotel room with you and then suddenly become a prude. There's a big difference when you learn it.
Well, but here's the deal. You got me going. We were there together, and then all of a sudden you're going to walk away? That sounds like a prude to me.
What?
We were drinking, you were flirting, you were trying to get me going, and you got me going.
Oh, my gosh.
James, why do you have to say it like that?
Stop.
It's true. You did it to me. You got me there.
Oh, my God. Seriously, you guys, I'm so sick of this guy. He's a pig. If you can't tell that, all of you are delusional.
No, I don't think anybody doubts that. Everybody's on your side with this one, Kira.
Once I heard the phrase "got me going"
Oh, God.
a few times in there,
So
I'm on board. Hey, Kira, regardless, would you like to go out with James again on a second date? I'd love to pay for it.
No. Huh.
No?
Hell no.
What if we don't get him going as bad on this date?
Oh. I would sooner go out with my dog.
Yeah, you know, whatever, you prude. You need to learn how to throw your signals out.
Yeah, it's definitely Kira's fault.
Go get a prostitute next time, honey.
Well, you know what? There's another convention coming up. I'll see what I can do.
Now you guys got me going with that whole prostitute thing. And when you got me going, you got me going. Business conventions are good for 3 reasons. One, you get to learn new techniques about whatever industry that you're in, maybe help you increase your business. Number 2, the sex. And then number 3, the sex.
What?
Those are the 3 reasons that business conventions are really, really good.
What are you talking about?
Anytime you meet somebody at a convention, you just assume you're probably going to be having sex with them.
What are you in the porn industry? Like,
No,
what
it's just-
industry are you in?
Everybody knows that about business conventions. It's like you're in town for one night, you're for the weekend, and you're just there, and you go and you learn whatever it is that you have to learn for the day. Then you go out drinking at night, and usually probably hook up with somebody.
All right.
And that's where James, who's on the phone today, he met the girl that he wants to call at a business convention. So I'm assuming that they slept together. Did you, James?
We did not.
Oh, what are you doing, man? Come on, it's a convention girl. They're so easy.
I guess I don't know if that's true yet.
Oh, okay. Is that the way it is? You know what? I haven't been to a business convention in a long time. I was at a marketing company for like a couple of years, and it was terrible. But that's what I remember always thinking every time I had to go to convention was like, I'm going to get lucky.
Did you ever?
By myself? Sure. But that's just...
So there's no fact at all to what you're saying.
Are business conventions like what I think they are?
You know, it's a lot of people. We're trapped in a space. You know, when you get out, I guess things could happen. Didn't happen for me this time, but, you know.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today?
Yeah, her name is Kira. We met at a convention.
Really?
I come in out of town.
Interesting. You met at a convention?
Yeah,
Odd.
talking about that. Convention, shock, right? I come in from out of town every couple of weeks. That's where I met her, and we just kind of hit it off.
Have you ever seen her before, or?
No. This is my first time seeing her. Was at this specific convention.
Okay.
And did you guys actually go out on a date, or did you just hang out all day at the convention?
Well, we hung out, and then I said, hey, do you want to grab, some dinner tonight? I'm leaving tomorrow if you want to grab dinner tonight. And she said, yeah.
Was it clear that it was a date? Because I feel like if you're hanging out all day with business people, it could just be like, hey, we're both from out of town. We both have to go out to eat.
That's when the sex happens.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
Have you never been in business before, ever?
Apparently not.
I mean, she knew that this was more than a dinner date. And, honestly, I was kind of hoping that we would end up having a little bit of sex maybe at the end of the night.
Yes. There you go. I actually knew that already because I read your email, and it says at one point you started actually asking her about getting physical with each other.
What?
Yeah. After a few drinks, I did.
That sounds so awkward to me.
Well, I mean, we're having a couple of drinks, and I felt comfortable. I felt like she was comfortable too. So it wasn't. I guess look back at it, it was not the kind of move I should have made.
How did you approach that with her, though? What'd you say?
I was just like, how about I got my room key. Hotel's right next door. You know, I was trying to be sly, and it was not sly.
What did she say to you back?
She kind of got a little uncomfortable and was like ready to go, and I felt awful. You know, I'm a human. And I offered to walk her back to her hotel, and she said no thanks, and got a cab, and I just went back to my place. And, you know, I tried to reach out. I did, because I felt bad, and I haven't heard from her.
What'd you do by trying to reach out? You text her or call her?
Yeah, you know, sent her a text. That seems to be the easiest way to get a hold of her, and I haven't heard anything.
I think the problem was that you actually asked her to, like, go to your hotel. You know, everybody knows the way you approach that is you just slide your room key across the table and wink 3 times.
So gross.
Lesson learned.
And then you go, and then she'll just pick up on that hint.
I mean, like, you know, like, all joking aside, I really, really liked this girl. And I mean, that's why I wrote in, because I want to try to make this happen, you know?
Okay, so do you want to apologize to her for being maybe a little too forward and then ask her for a second date?
Absolutely. I want to apologize, and I want to see if, you know, if I can't get a second chance, you know?
Mm-hmm. You feel like she got the wrong impression.
Yeah, you know, that's not really me.
That's not really you, but if she would have said yes to going back to your room, you would have absolutely done it, right? So it's you sometimes. So sometimes that's really you, but you would actually like to date her.
I mean, there's 2 sides to each person, right?
Yeah.
Before all that happened, I really do think we had an actual connection, and I'm very interested and attracted to her.
So you think you just messed up by trying to get it back to your room same night that you met her?
I totally messed up. I totally messed it up. I mean, you know, we were drinking, and, I mean, you know how it is. You take signs that might not be there, you know?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date, all right?
All right, thanks.
All right, hang on.
It may be the quirkiest second date in our show's history. And if you missed the first part, one of our listeners, Jamie, told us she's quirky and she has a few good luck rituals that she does on all her dates, all revolving around her lucky number 7.
Yeah.
She drives around the block 7 times. She has to take 7 steps into the building while being barefoot. She paid her tip $35, which Alexis just learned is a multiple of 7. But now Jamie's worried that maybe she overquirked herself on the date.
Oh, no.
It was too quirktastic.
Okay. We need to move past this quirky word.
It's hard to move past
I think
it.
we can. I think we could do it, Jeff.
Yeah.
But now Jamie's wanting us to reach out to Clayton and see if the quirks were too much. Ooh. How you feeling, Jamie?
I got a feeling.
Okay. Oh, she's got the Fergie thing, too.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that's also one of her quirks, that she has to listen to that song before a big date.
You know, although, Jamie, it feels like a lot, you know, for a first date, but you also are incredibly positive. You sound super fun.
Thank you.
And you do own it all, you know, and you're not forcing anybody else to participate in your 7 ritual. So
Exactly.
I think we can get you a second date.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Well, let's give it a shot. We're going to call Clayton right now. I'm only going to call him once. You don't have any, like, dialing rituals, right?
Oh, no.
There are 7 numbers in the phone number, so maybe that's enough.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. There's 7 digits, and I've already done my 7 jumping jacks, so all is good.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'm going to dial it right now. Here we go.
Going.
Hello?
Hey, I'm looking to speak with Clay.
Who's this?
My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning. So I hope we're not waking you up.
No, you're not waking me up.
Oh, this is your normal voice.
Yeah, no. I'm answering a number I don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
We appreciate the risk you just took there. We do. We understand what it's like picking up an unknown number.
You're very brave. I'm just going to let you know we're the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, and we're doing a segment called A Second Date that we would like you to be a part of.
I got to be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, it's all right. Let me just fill you in on how this works. Basically, if you go out on a date with somebody and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to them for you to try and figure out the reason why. So somebody emailed us trying to get a hold of you. Her name is Jamie.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And Jamie told us all about the date that you guys had and how things went from her perspective, and she said she had a really nice time with you.
She told you all about it? What'd she tell you?
She told us a lot.
A lot.
She admits herself that she's a little bit quirky and she has some good luck rituals that she likes to do during a date.
And it sounds like in the first minute, she dumped all these facts on you.
Yeah, admittedly it was a lot, but I mean, I get it. I got to say that I applaud her honesty and bravery, which was nice.
Okay.
You don't often see that a lot.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you liked her then?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there were some weird things. She's got some odd things.
What's the one thing that really stuck out to you as the most
quirky,
unusual?
Well, the only thing that she really said that really kind of caught me off guard was, at the end of the date, we were saying our goodbyes, we're out by her car. We've already agreed that we're going to see each other again.
Oh.
And then she told me that one of her quirks, as we say, is that she doesn't like to get, shall we say, romantic until date number 21.
Whoa!
Yeah, here's the thing. I totally understand that. I just am not certain that I'm capable of waiting that long, because between our schedules,
yeah, dude,
it might be a year and a half.
Yeah, but okay, slow down.
Whoa.
I mean, does she mean all of the romantic, or are you even talking about kissing and other things?
She kind of generalized it, but it seemed like pretty much anything physical, 21 dates.
But why? I mean, I don't see it as terrible. It's not like she's saying that she's never going to go.
How many people do you even make it on 21
Okay,
dates
you guys
with?
know I'm trying to be open-minded here. Yes, of course, I'm the person in the room that obviously would not do this, right?
Yeah.
This is not something I would choose, but everybody has their boundaries and ways they feel like they can connect with people and feel safe. And so did she give you a reason?
That's just part of her thing. And again, nothing against it. I'm not certain that I can wait that long, and it's not fair to her to, string her along or what.
But you haven't even gone on a second date yet.
And don't you think
how
that-
can you decide that?
Don't you think that you should tell her that you're not okay with her 21 date rule if that's how you feel?
Dude, if I say something like that, I sound like a total jerk. I could I'd love to date you again, but I don't want to wait a year and a half. Come on, man. I sound like an asshole if I say that.
I don't know if that's true. The only way to know that is if we ask Jamie. Jamie, do you think that he sounded like a total jerk when he said that?
What are you talking about, man? She's not with me right now.
Well, no, actually, she kind of is, because I need to let you know that Jamie's been on the other line listening, and she wants to talk to you.
No, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Jamie?
Hi. Hi, Abby. Hi, Clay.
You don't sound mad, Jamie, or upset about him not liking the 21-day rule.
I'm just surprised that he brought it up at all, because it's so personal, so intimate. That's why I didn't tell you about it earlier. But of course I'm not mad. I hadn't even thought about the calendar problem of it all. That's totally true, because in my head, and I know I totally did not tell you this, but if we did 3 things, we went to a botanic garden, and then we went to lunch, and then we went for a walk. That's 3 dates.
Oh, what? Did you hear that, Clay?
So you're saying we can check off these things? If we have multiple destinations in the same day, we could narrow it down to where it's not a year and a half, is what you're saying?
I mean, be careful how you answer this, Jamie, because he's trying to find a shortcut to get to 21 activities as quickly as possible.
You go to dinner, you have coffee to start, that's one date. You have dinner, that's second. Dessert.
I would take her to a carnival. I'd be like, we did the balloon booth, and we did the ring toss.
Jamie, your date math is going to get you in trouble.
Does this count as a date, Jamie, in your mind?
You know what? It's probably my most unconventional date to date. So yeah, definitely.
All right. So look at that. We have 2 dates out of the way already.
Bang, bang.
I feel like the way you told it to me originally, I don't want to make you do something you don't want to do.
Yeah, Clay's got to play.
Oh, my God. No, that's not what he's saying.
No, he was actually saying something it's almost impossible to get any guy to say, which is he actually cares about what I like and what I need. That's so kind and gentlemanly of you.
That's the first half of what he said. The second half was, but I'm not willing to wait that long.
Okay, but listen, Jamie, I think the thing is that sticking to a certain number of anything is going to make life very rigid, and it's not going to make things feel natural between you two of how chemistry evolves and how you two change your attitudes towards each other.
And I could
totally respect that opinion. But I'm me, and I'm honest, and I'm upfront, and I'm quirky, and it's totally fine if that does not like work or vibe or jive with whatever is going on for Clay or like anybody else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you do you, baby.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, Clay, do you like her more right now than you thought you even did before? Because she is really positive.
I mean, you're starting to understand the things that I adored about her the first time. Like I said, she's got quirks, but she's an amazing person. Like she's totally likable and
We've already talked long enough. We're already at like date number 3 at least.
I was wondering what date number they were on.
So changing the topic of conversation counts as a new date.
You know, Jeff, there's a lot of ways you can follow rules.
All right.
Okay?
Well,
a lot of loopholes here.
I hate
That's
to-
a good thing.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Okay. Well, let's change up the conversation topic one more time and offer to send you guys out on another date.
We don't know what number it is.
I don't know where we're at now, but we're going to offer to pay for it. Clay, what do you say?
like I said, I'm fine with the normal waiting for 3, 5, 7, etc.
That's not normal.
Okay.
Other people have quirks too. They just don't have to be in the intervals of 7 that mine are.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
done with the number 7.
I heard Clay say yes.
Yeah. That's the important
That's
part.
what I heard.
Okay, focus on that, Jeffrey.
Jamie, are we still on?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going out with him. Are you kidding?
All right. Successful second date.
Say it 7 times to make it
Yeah.
real.
I'm going out with him. I'm going out with him. I'm going out with him. I'm going out with him.
Why do I
man.
love her?
If there's one word that describes our morning show,
Yeah.
it's probably quirky.
Yeah, I can see it.
Either
Okay.
quirky or twerky.
I like the
It's
second
one of
word
those.
better. That's way more fun.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what you're going to find one of us doing at any moment when you walk around a corner in the office.
Right?
But I do think quirky describes us pretty well.
Okay.
And also one of our listeners, Jamie, describes herself as being quirky. In fact, it's right there in her online dating profile. So theoretically, we should get along great.
Okay, yeah, well, sometimes. Sometimes if you have too much in common, you don't get along at all.
Yeah, you don't want too much quirk.
Yeah.
Well, let's meet her though. What's up, Jamie?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, she's already quirky.
Hey, Jamie. Hey.
I kind of like her.
Me too. Well, tell us about the guy you want us to call, Jamie. What's his deal?
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about me, because then maybe you'll understand, like, my conundrum.
Oh, okay. How quirky of you to
Okay.
not answer my question and want to talk about yourself. That's okay.
No, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay.
It's
This is
fine.
all about you. This is your moment, Jamie. You take it where you need to go.
Yeah, tell us about your past.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I am super upfront about how on my profile or, like, the second you lay eyes on me, like, it's obvious that I'm quirky. But the thing is I don't think that guys, like, they don't really believe that until they actually meet me.
Can I ask what would we see? We can't see you. So, like, what are you talking about? It's the moment you lay eyes on you, you're quirky. How would you be able to tell that?
Okay, so, like, I have this thing, I'm really obsessed with numerology and the number 7.
Okay.
And so things like, my parents are like old hippies, so like I'm barefoot and stuff all the time, and I have to walk into a building barefoot in 7 steps or some interval of 7.
Okay. Well, I guess
That's
some
quirky.
would call that quirky.
Yep.
Some
Yeah.
would call that unsanitary. There's a lot of different ways to look at it.
Well,
I guess.
we've established you definitely are quirky and you have
Yeah.
rules of 7s. Now can we learn about the guy that you want us to call? What's his name?
It's Clay.
Okay.
He is like a really nice guy, and we met on Tinder, and we had agreed that we were going to go to a restaurant.
Okay. Before we even get to the restaurant, does he know about your no-shoe walkthrough?
Oh, I didn't think of that. Do you have to tell people that?
I didn't know.
Oh.
Here we go.
But it says in her profile that she's quirky, so he should just assume that weird stuff is going to happen.
Those together like that.
Quirky is like Zoe Deschanel.
That's more bubbly.
Okay.
Whatever.
So how did it go?
So anyway, like I told you, we agreed to meet at a restaurant, and I knew I was going to get there in time, but I texted him telling him that I would be late because, like, I also have this other ritual that I like to do, and I do it anytime I have something really big happening, like a date or, like, a job interview.
What is it?
I am nervous.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
So I have to drive around the block 7 times. I know it sounds so OCD, right? Like, oh my God.
Why is that? I mean, do you have a reason for it?
It's good luck. It's lucky 7.
I'll give a weird defense to you right now because I don't think anyone in the room understands. Every day, when I leave my car, no matter where I park, I have to put my volume on 12. I don't know why. It started a long time ago.
Yeah, look at that. Quirky. Part of that quirk that we're talking about on this show.
Weird, but maybe not quirky.
No.
But I understand her in a way.
The only thing that would be better if it was an interval of 7. So if it's like 14 or if it was 7.
14 would
yeah.
work for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
now you're weird.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay,
So
driving around the block.
You drove around the block 7 times before pulling into park at the restaurant.
I did. And I have one last ritual that I do in the
There's
parking
another
lot.
one.
That's okay. What do you got, Jamie?
Wow.
So I love the song, I've Got a Feeling, I Got a Feeling.
Yeah,
good.
Black Eyed Peas,
Right,
yeah.
right? Okay, so I'm like, I have to listen to it beginning to end, and then I just walk in with my bare feet, and I'm like grooving. I'm like, ooh, ooh.
You are such a free spirit.
My God. I mean, I don't know how long we've been talking, and all we've gotten to is you've entered through the front door of the restaurant. It's been 70 minutes.
For real. She's going to take an hour and a half of preparation just to get to the dinner.
Okay, so let's go fast forward. You're sitting down with Clay at the restaurant.
After you circled the table 7 times.
Yeah, how did that go?
Okay, so I got there, and he, like I said, he's like this super nice guy, and I said, I'm sorry I'm late, and then I filled him in on, like, everything I just told you.
Yeah, wait, in the first, minute of meeting him, you give him all of it.
What? I'm quirky, come on.
I'm sure he learned that very fast.
It's just a lot of information to take in.
It's true, but Brooke has always said honesty is the best policy.
It's true. And I'm not saying that she should lie, but at what point did you start learning about him? And how did he react, I guess is the better question. What did he say?
He didn't seem like he was put off by it because, we kept talking, and then we ordered some food, and I just, went total junk food. I was like, yes, let's get the mozzarella sticks, but I was like, I know it says 8 on the menu, but could you just, throw one away?
No, you didn't.
Oh, because you wanted an odd number?
No.
She wanted 7.
Oh, there was 8. Sorry.
That was Brooke, how dare you?
Sorry.
Brooke's brain is overloaded with quirkiness right now. She's not used to this. Normally, I would ask in this situation, can you think of anything weird or unusual that you may have done on the date that may have come off a little bit strange, but I think we covered that.
Yeah.
Maybe too much chicken? Is that the
problem? You guys, I did not tell you about the whole tip thing. Oh my God.
What was the tip
What's a
thing?
tip? What tip thing?
7%.
So, because he was so nice and he paid for dinner, I said, oh my God, could I please leave the tip?
Good move.
That's nice.
Okay.
I love it when people offer that.
So I was sitting there, trying to pull out the cash in my wallet, and I just was kind of leafing through it. And he's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm totally fine. I just can't decide whether I want to leave $35 or $28.
35 or 20. Yeah, okay. Multiples of 7, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, Alexis.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm back on track now. Yeah. I got it.
Those 3rd grade multiplication tables. Okay. Why was that weird?
I was just taking a little too long, and he was like, oh, just give her 35. And then he handed me some other cash, and we, walked out, and it was great.
Oh, good.
That sounds natural. I
Okay.
mean, that sounds easy, actually.
How did you end the night?
Well, he walked me to my car, very gentlemanly, and I was worried that I had come across not just of my normal quirk, but a little high maintenance. You know what I mean?
You do have a lot of demands and specifications, and that's fine. I mean, if you're high maintenance, you're high maintenance. And I think that if you can embrace that and know that that is you, then other people are able to do the same thing.
She's not high maintenance, Brooke. She's quirky.
Alexis a new name for herself.
Thank you.
I mean, yeah, we support it. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a song 7 times. And then when we come back.
Everyone take your shoes off.
We'll come back.
In your car, too.
No, we're going to play one song. We'll come back and we'll call Clay for you to try and get your 2nd date, okay?
Okay, thank you guys so much.
All right, hold on. All right. We're going to try and make the 2nd date go quick because I know our listener Jay has his nap time and we don't want him to be cranky before soccer practice.
Oh, man, maybe we should give him some orange slices.
I'm just messing around. Jay met a girl named Elizabeth while taking his adult swim lessons because he never got the chance to learn when he was growing up. And he took her out to an upscale bar. Then they walked around a park where they fed their leftovers to a majestic flock of city pigeons.
Okay, well, he fed the leftovers to the pigeons. She just stood in horror.
That's true. But he had a great time doing it. He did notice Elizabeth seemed a little unamused by all the pigeon feeding. So he hasn't been able to reach her ever since then. Jay, you ready to do this?
I am ready, and thank you so much for helping me out with this. I really enjoyed that date with her, and I really hope I didn't mess things up,
Okay, so if it turns out it was the pigeon issue, like you're cool going out with a girl who maybe isn't as fun as you in the bird world.
I will take the woman over the pigeon.
All right, just double check in. You never know.
It's a bold move, Jay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to give her a call and attempt to get your second date update, all right?
Awesome, let's do it.
Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Elizabeth, please?
this is her. May I ask who's calling?
Yeah, this is young Jeffrey from Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you heard of the show before, Elizabeth?
I mean, I can't say that I have.
Well, you sound pleasant, so I feel like you should start listening.
Okay.
All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Sorry, why are you calling?
We're doing something called a second date. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Basically, it's a segment that we do where if you've gone out on a date with someone and they're not calling you back, we can give that person a call and try and figure out the reason why.
All right.
All right. So you recently went out with a guy named Jay, and you're not calling him back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sweet.
Is that a question?
Okay.
I think.
As much as you can give us.
I mean, he seemed like a nice guy to us for sure.
No, he's very sweet. It was kind of awkward.
What, seeing him in the water floaties?
He told us that you met during his adult swim class.
We did. I kind of thought it was cute. He took me to this nice bar. It was fun.
Why are you ending everything up?
Yeah, you can tell by the tone of her voice that it wasn't going
I
well.
guess. I don't know. What's going to happen?
He was very nice.
But
that's always a brutal
I
statement.
mean, because
about
it
a
usually
guy.
means that you're not attracted to him, but you saw him in his swimsuit. I mean, he asked you out half naked and you were cool then. Like, what turned you off?
So I go to the bathroom at the bar, and he's talking to this woman, like this older woman, and she's kind of tussling his hair and like fixing his collar. It was kind of weird. I took note, but okay, whatever.
Random.
So I go up to him after they finish a little conversation, pretend like I don't see anything, and then at one point something happens and he tells me he needs to text his friend, and so he sends a little text message out into the universe, and who gets it but the woman sitting at the end of the bar.
Wait,
What?
wait, hold up.
So he's texting another girl?
Well, not a girl, a woman, a woman.
So wait, did you ask? I mean, that could just be coincidence, right? That this woman got, I mean, maybe not. Your intuition is probably right, but
Yeah.
wait, who do you think she is?
Well, at first I thought she was just older lady hitting on him. And then after the text message, I looked a little closer. She looked a lot like him, related like him.
So wait, you think his mom was on the date?
That was
Yes!
his mom?
And she was fixing his hair and fixing his collar?
I can't be positive that it was her, but they sure did look alike, and they definitely had some sort of connection.
All right,
Oh my
well-
God. Oh, don't you want to know? I want to know. I'm dying.
Yeah, let's be positive. Jay, was that your mom?
What?
Jay's on the other line. He's been listening during this whole conversation.
Oh, no. Okay.
Jay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Elizabeth.
Okay. Hi.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, God. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, jeez.
Elizabeth, ask him. Ask him who the woman was.
Was that your mom?
Yeah, that was
You brought your mom on our date?
Look, I can explain, okay?
Please do.
I did not invite her, okay? It was not my fault. So I have a good relationship with my mom, you know?
Clearly. Very close.
Okay, so I asked her for a place to go. She actually recommended the restaurant, and
Great.
I said, cool, thank you so much. Didn't think anything of it. But then she surprised me by showing up at the bar. I didn't tell her to do that.
Wow, really?
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. Do you believe him, Elizabeth?
I mean, the kid takes karate classes. I don't know.
No, you're like in Adult Swim and you take karate and your mom's on your date with you. What is going on, Jay?
He's like a total mama's boy?
She just showed up. I didn't tell her to go. In fact, when I was texting her, I had already told her to please leave.
You're like, Mom, don't come until 8 o'clock. Then you can pick me up. This is embarrassing.
Oh, Jay.
I didn't think you noticed that she was there. I'm so sorry. Oh, God, I'm so embarrassed.
Did she stick around through the whole date?
Yes, she did.
Oh, man.
But okay, wait, listen though, Elizabeth, to his credit, his mom's actions are not within his control, okay? And he obviously left and went on a walk because he wanted to get away from the woman who was probably following you on a trail somewhere. But, you know, that's also not his fault.
She's dressed as one of the pigeons.
I mean, I thought the romantic walk would be nice, but I also, yes, like part of the plan was I figured my mother wouldn't literally go chasing us down on a private walk. So I'm so sorry, but if we go on a second date, I promise you, I am bringing you flowers and I am making sure my mother does not know anything about this plan. It'll just be me and you. That is not what I wanted for you to experience. I'm so sorry about that.
Right. I mean, that was just like a lot.
But listen, you got a guy here who is very confident. I mean, admits to Adult Swim lessons, knows how to have a good relationship with his mom, and is already setting boundaries with her. So that is a good sign, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and on the bright side, you and Jay's mom could chat poolside while him and your nephew take the lessons together. It's going to be a bonding experience for everyone.
I love it. You guys can make lunches.
You know, I'm not really sure if that's like a positive for me.
I promise you, if we go out again, I'm going to pull out all the stops for you. We can do whatever you want. You can even, I have a guest pass. You can come to my karate class, you know.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
Now that's an offer.
look at that.
Great.
What do you say, Elizabeth?
Oh, come on.
Why don't you go out with Jay again? We'll pay for another date.
Yeah.
We'll pay for the karate class in case the guest pass doesn't work.
Hey.
I guess. Sure. Why not?
Really?
Awesome.
Oh, that's so cute.
She's going to be a yellow belt in no time.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, sorry. I don't know. I'm changing my mind.
No, we just...
That was
Elizabeth.
almost a yes.
What do you mean you're changing your mind?
I mean, I don't know. I just kind of started like thinking about it, and then just the whole karate outfits thing, and that's not really like where I want my dates to be going.
Cancel the karate. We can do anything else, I promise.
Yeah, you guys can do T-ball instead.
You guys aren't helping, okay?
I don't know what to say.
It'll be an adult thing, you know?
Yeah. Elizabeth, do you want to do adult stuff with Jay? We'll pay for it.
That sounds really
Whatever. Go out with him one more time.
I'm okay. I'm good.
Oh.
So that's a no?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but like, Jay, maybe you can tell your mom that she can help you find somebody else?
I love my mom, but I'm not asking her for any help at this time.
All right, Jay. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't get you a second date, but we're going to open up the text board right now. Text in 78592. If there's a lady out there looking for a guy who's really into karate and takes Adult Swim, we found your unicorn. Jay is here for you. Today's second date is brought to you by the letter J.
Okay.
My name starts with J.
J is for Jazzy Fingers.
Uh-huh.
J's also for jalapeno.
Oh.
And Jay is also the name of the guy who wants a second date today.
All right.
So congratulations on being the letter of the day, Jay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that how you spell it?
Do you also love the number 3? Because that is our second sponsor.
Wow, it's such an honor.
I know.
Well, tell us about the girl you want us to call today, Jay.
I want you to call Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of a funny story how we met, too. I actually met her while I was at my swim lesson. I take adult swim classes.
Okay, usually when people say it's a funny story, it's not, but that's kind of a funny story. I'm not making fun of you, Jay. I think it's great that you're learning to swim.
Thank you.
Yes.
I never learned, I know a lot of people take lessons when they're kids, and it's just one of those things that my folks never hooked me up with. And I'm like, well, what if I'm on a boat someday,
Dude, it's
Totally.
fine. I don't know how to swim either.
Maybe you should take lessons and meet the love of your life, like Elizabeth.
There you go.
What was Elizabeth's role in the swim lessons?
I saw her while I was taking my lesson, and she was there with what looked like a son of hers, a small child, and she was really cute, really pretty.
I don't know why it's a weird way to say it.
It sounded weird.
Yeah.
All right.
What looked to be a small child.
Let me get to it. She was really cute, and I started talking to her. And as she was there with her son, I was just kind of joking around that his crawl stroke was better than mine. And that got a good laugh, kind of broke the ice a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny because it's true.
I mean, but that's a risky move, though, because if someone has a son, usually the first assumption is they're also married. And people take rings off to go swimming all the time.
Right. But fortunately, after I made that joke, she clarified that it was actually her nephew. So in my mind, I was like, oh, cool. No kid, she's not taken, no ring. I was like, I think I'm in the clear here.
Yeah, she's dropping a little hint towards you.
Yeah. Exactly.
You guys are meeting in your bathing suits already, so you know what's on the table. I mean, that's a good start to any relationship.
I got nothing to hide. And then in that moment, too, I made another joke. I was like, oh, that's really good that I didn't have to lend the kid my water wing.
Oh, man, you are coming with the jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You got to watch it. You can't do too many. You're going to joke your way out of a date here. You might need to give me mouth to mouth after this.
Oh, God. Okay. When did you ask her out? How'd you do it?
We got talking a little more after that, and the conversation went so well, I stopped self-deprecating my swimming ability so much, and we set a date for a few days after that. We went to a really nice upscale bar.
Dude, that's really cool. I mean, you met someone in real life, and they actually showed up to a date.
This doesn't happen.
I know. That is a miracle in and of itself.
Bar's set very low for us, obviously. So how did the date go?
It was fantastic. We started talking about everything, our jobs, our families a little bit. I mentioned that I also I take a karate class too, because that was another one of those classes.
Are you sure you're not an 8-year-old boy?
Did you have a gymboree lesson after this?
No. I just there were things I always wanted to do when I was younger that I didn't have a chance to, but now I've got a little more independence. I'm a grown man. I can do whatever I want.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, right?
But no, honestly, that's sexy, right? Like you're doing something that you have always wanted to do and actually seeing it through.
Pursue it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to look at it, Brooke.
And then after dinner, we took a little walk around the park. And when we were there, I saw this huge group of pigeons, and it was just a majestic sight. And we both had a couple
pigeons? Did you just describe pigeons as majestic?
He's a child.
It's fine.
Is.
Absolutely. When you see hundreds of birds, they just look so cool, all huddled up there along the park, kind of looking for food. But we both had leftovers, so I just was like, trust me here. And I put the food down on the bench, and all the pigeons just start swarming over to the bench.
Oh my God, that sounds like my nightmare. I don't like birds very much. I mean, I like them from afar, but being swarmed by birds is sounds terrible.
Sounds like a lot of poop.
Did she like that?
We were a safe distance away, so just kind of a really cool sight to see,
Okay.